I've got to keep the ball. Do you have a fight, big man? Do you have a fight there?
Oh no.
There's a wee jump
Get
there.
him back in it.
Get him back.
Speech.
No,
What happened?
I had a tough week last week.
Some battle scar, to be fair.
Oh, what?
I think you look sexy as fuck with
He
that,
does,
dude.
doesn't he? Like sexy. Like Jason
it's-
Statham or something.
So hard.
Went to Barcelona and just from start to finish was a fucking disaster.
What's it, mate?
Are you steaming?
Lynn's passport was out of date. Went to the passport office, got a new one next day. Took a flight to France to Barcelona. Missed the wedding by 20 minutes. Got absolutely steamboats, and then woke up during the night for a toilet. And the next 20 minutes I can't remember. But I woke up with a scar, missing tooth and a cracked rib. So good night.
See
You know
what the
what
big
it
man
is?
done, mate? Just
Rolled
put a
back the
plaster on
ears.
it. Then you
I
go to
did,
the
I
hospital
know.
and just put a
I woke
plaster on
up
it.
and I just.
But you need to stop wearing that leather skirt, mate.
It was too tight.
That's why
man.
you keep
It was the
falling
high
over.
heels I had on. I tripped to get in the stairs.
No, Dana shite with a leather skirt on, mate. That's what your
Did
problem
you
is.
enjoy Barcelona?
Barca's amazing.
What a place. That's my
It's
favourite place in the
favourite
world.
city.
That is amazing.
Oh,
Favourite
Bass
city.
is amazing,
Aye.
man.
Because you've got the beach there and
You kept texting me on your wrist and where's Frankie and Benny's?
you know that I did text you when I was there saying about it was pizza there. Weird, isn't it?
Go to Barcelona and
Go to
eat pizza.
Barcelona and eat pizza.
Got to eat tapas.
By the way, if you think you had a nightmare, I had the worst coaching experience. My name
that's a
starting
genius.
the agency, one of the told you that. Like
Right.
fucking, our centre forward was suspended, so we're want to get a centre forward in. So I was looking through kind of players without a club. I knew it was a long shot. Boy Robbie Ure, it was at Rangers last year. We played against really good, 17 goals in the Lowland League. So I looked, I was like, he's not fucking signed anywhere. I'm gonna brass neck it and try and sign him. So I asked Paul Lerona to get his agent's number. It's his boy David Moss. So he's quite a big agent, and he's took boys to Bayern Munich and stuff like that. So it was Mick was like, go and you phone him, mate, and see what he's saying. So I phoned him. I was like, David, how you doing? It's Cypher. He's like, how you doing, mate? All right. What can I help you? And I was like, it's the boy Robbie Ure. And he goes to speak, and I goes, listen, I know it's a bit of a long shot, but I've just went on a big massive spiel. We're top of the league. We're playing really good. I think it'll suit him if you want to get clubs to watch. Come and watch him while he's playing. Even if it's only till January, we'll give him. Thinking it was amazing. Certain amount of money a week. I think it'd be really good to me like that. It's just signed for Anderlecht this morning. Actually, mate. Oh fuck, mate. Can you please just forget I've even phoned? Didn't tell anybody I phoned and
Mate,
tried
he
to
was
sign
on
that, but-
trial at Alkmaar 2 weeks ago and I thought he was going to go to school bride training
Oh
on
my
Tuesday or
God.
Thursday.
That's
What happened
good.
after that? See, when
He just went delete my number.
Aye, get to.
Delete my number, wee man.
see when you came off the phone, were you just...
Oh, devastated. Sweating, mate. I was fucking sweating.
See, after that weekend, there's some controversial refereeing decisions. I know it's brilliant to have Crawford Allen on there. How good's that? Talk about the games.
What is he on the B license this week? He's on holiday last
Are you on the B licence? Aye.
What have I done wearing this?
You look great, mate.
Thanks, sorry,
Yeah,
I
you
keep
look
it on.
fantastic.
Moisey won again at the weekend, didn't he?
Mate, what a manager. what ain't he?
He was one of the favourites to get the sack.
Yeah, big news. He's wrapped the Kindle at B team.
Poor lad.
Aye, I had to. Aye, I couldn't.
He's
Struggling for
guys'
players?
dreams.
No, I wasn't
just,
struggling for players, just struggling for time. He actually, although we train at the same time,
Taxi driver.
Couldn't he,
Your work's
could-
quite flexible. I'm not really buying
couldn't
it. Excuse me, honest.
couldn't he take
Except we don't know
18 boys at one go? And
you wanted to, you
the boy that was helping me, his wee boys in at Hearts 3 nights a week and a Sunday, so he was finding it difficult to take the team on a Saturday. And I physically, by the rules of the game, can't take two teams under the same umbrella as one coach. You need 3 coaches per team.
How was that letting parents and...
Oh, it wasn't
players
nice. It wasn't nice because the kids are struggling, but I'm trying to help them get other teams.
Maybe your feeder club Boca will take a cut on board.
Well, I did recommend Boca.
When the
After you've coached...
How do you think there's a lot of bad habits that need
I know.
too many bad habits that need ironed out?
to get...
No, that's quite tough.
Oh, mate, see releasing kids.
Oh,
Have you done it? Done it and telling me, oh my, a woman sat for 45, so the meetings are only meant to be 10 minutes long, or 15 minutes long, sorry, so each one obviously follows the next, so you can't go over 15 minutes, otherwise somebody else is waiting, which means somebody else. Released a wee boy, mate, the mum sat for 45 minutes in tears, man.
oh no way, it was happening at Celtic.
Celtic, 45, I was like, I kept going like, right,
Go to
she was like, I can't get up.
I can't tell
Can I
him.
move? Eh?
The man was great.
Man was grating for 45 minutes.
See, I'm in that position. I'm in that position now with Danny. Right? So Danny's obviously been in at Celtic for 3 nights a week,
He's getting
and
released, mate, I've heard.
and he's been playing on the Sunday. He's been playing on a Sunday, right? And I go to watch that game on a Sunday, and I can't watch because he's the goalie. It's like last line of defence. He makes a mistake, you're in trouble.
Enjoy it.
And I'm wanting Celtic to come and say to me, Kevin, we've enjoyed his time. right, move on.
So you can relax.
So I can just relax and let the wee man relax, enjoy the fit. He enjoys it right enough.
Does he not relax?
No, he does well enough. I just think being a goalie, he's only been a goalie for 8 months, 9 months, and the trainers helped him massively, but he's still raw in his education as a goalie. He's got a long way to go.
You should chat to him.
Celtic, why you standing with a leather skirt on at the side there?
Wee Jack's okay with that.
Did you ever get released at youth level?
Never.
No, but at Motherwell at 15, they actually said to me, "You're touching goal now."
Aye.
That's how close it's going to be. I think it was maybe split. Me, Gordon Young, Willie Faulkner. So I don't know if they've...
Because you're hygiene or something?
Yeah.
What? You're going to get released at 15, but you made your debut at 16?
Running about that side 14, 15, and that was the best thing that happened to me. Getting into that meeting thinking, this is why I'm going to get kept on. And I did get kept on, but
helped you.
They said to me, it was me, my man and dad sitting there. My dad's face used to go fucking scarlet in the meetings. Don't know what was wrong with him. He was walked up and dead angry. So anyway, they said to him, listen, this has been probably the biggest one out of everybody that we've...
Talking about what? The biggest one?
Decision to make, say. They said, we're more than sure on certain things, should we keep him on? We've decided to give him that chance, and it was the best thing that ever happened to me.
What, just a kick up arse?
Aye, and that was it. I mean, there's a year, maybe not even that, in the first team, on the bench at 15, at Easter Road.
Wow.
I was balling and greeting when I get
First
released.
Where did you get released?
Celtic throwing it, Celtic and Motherwell basically.
2 years.
It's like you being 30, mate. Compared to that, do you know what I mean? 17 at Celtic and 15 at Motherwell.
So all you three, did you all do the whole pro youth thing for an age? What age did you start in there?
I went to Rangers when I was, maybe 10, 11. Something.
It must have been brutal for your family. Did you get released for Rangers, seriously?
Aye, and I wasn't so I never went in. I don't know if did young players go into the meeting when they were getting told?
Nah.
Oh, I definitely wasn't in, because I remember being outside and my mum and dad must have went in. I remember my mum and dad
full
coming out
Rangers
and
strips on as well. Jeans with the Rangers strips on in the meeting.
I could remember genuinely them could tell straight away I was getting released, because you could tell they didn't want to speak, didn't want to tell me, they were pure didn't know how to tell me, and they just went oh, you've been released, son, and gave me this mad spiel, but straight away I was in floods of tears, man.
Aye.
What age was that?
14 maybe, 15.
So that's an age where you're...
And I had spent the 2 years before with the year above. Year above 13s, year above 14s, went to Holland with the 16s, was playing the full tournament. Then I got that Osgood Slatters, didn't I? Didn't play for about a year.
I think this week alone has been the worst week in my football life as a parent.
Doing
It's
that?
doing what I did with the kids, and then Harry's been struggling with confidence as a goalie as well. He's another one that's winning goals to help the team out, and he's done quite well, but he's lost his confidence. So I text his manager, say that Harry's a wee bit fragile now. They're in the top division, but they're struggling as a team. They're not playing particularly well, and they're not getting hammered every week, but they're losing. And Harry sometimes feels like it's his fault because he's the last line of defence. So I said to the manager to keep an eye on things. Next night of training, they've got a new goalie in. And Harry's come back, Dad, they've got a new goalie. And then it gets even worse. So on Saturday, they're playing half each. So I was fine with that. So I finished our game at the Palace, so I drove to Grangemouth. Harry's come on at half time. Boss came through 1-on-1, so he's went out to clear it. He should have kicked it clear first time. He's tried to take a touch. A striker's nipped it. He's put the striker down. I don't think it was a red. It was one of them 50-50s. The ref sent him off.
Who was the manager? Don McNaughton?
No, the ref
I didn't
just
think he'd
sent...
done red cards, actually.
The ref sent Harry off, so Harry's comms is shot to bits. He's
a
been
new sport,
trapped.
He's a new sport.
Oh, he's into golf. He's mad for the golf, so he'll be all right. But I'm sitting there as a dad thinking, fuck. So you just go have one console.
That's happens, mate.
I said to me,
Don't worry,
he's fine now, but
that.
it's tough though, isn't it? It's,
Let them get enjoyed.
I never had what you had, going through a pro youth system. I never had that. I just was straight to Sunderland for the fucking park. But I did get told I was released at 70. I've told that story. Mm-hmm. But I
wouldn't be overly concerned if it was...
Nah, it's just, what it's made me realise though, Slaney, is that as a coach and as a dad, there's this thing about letting them enjoy it. To an element, you have to let them enjoy it, because it can be too serious too early.
Yeah. See, with your mum and dad, would they visit what you got to do?
My mum, I could tell straight away, she was like, couldn't tell me, do you know what I mean? My dad's a bit more fucking door-faced all the time, so... But
is there a wee bit of bitterness towards Rangers from them? Because I think mum and dads do get you. You say you're a wee bit like that, innit?
I think maybe a wee bit because how I was doing so well for so long, and then because... I'm not saying no fault to my own, but obviously having an injury like Osgood Slatters, there's nothing you can do. So to have a year of no playing, to then come back and get released. But see, to be honest, I would say somewhat to Slaney, actually getting released for me is probably the best thing that happened to me, because then I've went to Livy, who for that 3-4 year period were playing boys through their academy all the time.
Yeah.
And then I make my debut when I'm still a schoolboy at 15. So
What age were you?
I can't even regret it. Do you know what I mean? It was just,
What age were you when they released you?
I think 14.
See, I think
'Cause
that's
I think
an
I was
alright
only, I was definitely only at Livy either a year or two before I made my debut and I was still
It's
in
the
school.
18, 19 age. It's right dangerous age.
Do you think? Yeah.
I don't know.
No, I'd rather get released at 18, 19 than 14, I think.
Would you?
Would you?
For Celtic?
Aye, I suppose it's Celtic, because then you can actually maybe feel like you're...
You've still got all that, you've had all that education, you've been...
Whereas at 12, 13, 14, you get released, you think, oh, that's it, that's
But
me
see,
done.
that age, if you've not played a lot of first team games,
Aye,
if it's youth games, a lot of teams.
No,
might
I
think,
get what you're saying,
you know what I mean?
but 15 to 19 was the best time of my life. Celtic.
it?
Coming through at Celtic.
I feel like there's a lot of kids go through the Celtic, Rangers, all these other academies, youth to like 21, 22, and then they decide to leave. I think it's sometimes too late. It's too late. They stay there too long because they want to leave at 21, 22, and you say to them, oh, I want a club. Why am I not getting a club? Well, you've got 3 substitute appearances in the last 3-4 years. Leave a bit earlier and just go and take that opportunity to maybe take a step back to try and push yourself to come forward again. I've looked at. I remember the boy. He's from Stranraer, Ryan Hardy, that was at Rangers. He played in the lower leagues for a few
Plymouth
years.
now. He's flying.
He's now at Plymouth, playing away in the Championship. I think he scored 3 or
There's
4.
bundles like that. Liam Kelly, when he
Aye.
obviously went and played, and then Craig Halkett got offered a new contract, and Rangers says, no, taking it away to Livy, played every week. So
And it's
That was
hard.
what I used to do, mate. Every time I was releasing a boy, I go, they're like Andy Robertson.
What a shout, Andy Robertson.
Every time the tears came out, you could be the next Andy Robertson. That was the only thing I had to say, mate. Because it's so hard.
It's so difficult, isn't it?
But it's different for you. You release boys when their mum and dad can't keep up payment. That's quite...
Out you get.
That is quite... That's quite right.
Yeah, let's move on.
Where did you watch? That was good too, I like that. Where did you watch the game?
I watched it at the house.
And
Then Castle changing rooms.
Oh, were you sitting with the phone?
No, it was
On the-
telly and the changes, aye.
Is it a mixed dressing room or... No, a lot of
Nah.
Rangers Celtic, nah. A lot of Rangers.
I'd say more that I'm not really bothered, but couple of Rangers.
Uh-huh.
Boise Celtic.
Oh, boys, you're a Celtic fan, is he? In the house, mate, huh? Best behaviour. I was going to go on a tour, but I thought, no worth it.
No, at all. No idea
No,
like
worth
that,
it,
mate.
no
No
idea
idea
like
like that. What did you make of the game? I'm just going to get right
Just,
into it.
I personally thought it was up there with one of the worst Old Firm games I think I've ever seen.
Both teams?
Well, quality-wise, like...
Quality-wise, just no, there's no singling it. I thought Celtic were decent, reminiscent of some of the good stuff they played last year with McGregor getting on a lot of the ball.
But that's Kim off Rangers to allow him to do that, eh?
Well, you text through the game to say that why are Rangers sitting off and them allowing to have this, and it was so obvious that had to get changed at half time, and it did. But just in terms of quality, and it needed a bit of quality for something to happen, and obviously Kyogo's finish was that piece of quality. That was just a joke, but I don't know. I watched that goal. What's that?
Is that a tifo with Slaney's head on it?
Oh my God.
Who done that?
Who's done that?
Yes, sir.
But I knew it wasn't you and your dad, because the boy never had a bag on, did he? The dad never had a bag. I thought it was you and your boy, but there was no dandruff on the shoulders either. Then I realised it was wee Yilmaz defending a corner, wasn't it? Wee Yilmaz on George Suter's shoulders.
Doesn't sit well with that.
But no, I was watching the Champions League qualifier through the week, and I noticed that Rangers were pressing high when they had goal kicks to make the keeper kick it long, but they couldn't win that first ball. So I thought, why are you doing that, allowing to kick it long if you can't go? And then obviously Saturday they made Joe Hart kick it long, and then big goals and headers it straight to a Celtic player who then in turn puts it like it's. I just think bad decision making sometimes on both parts.
You said there, Kevin, I want to ask you this here. See, you said, which everybody, it was so noticeable in the game that McGregor was having all this space and time. Why would Michael Beale set up like that? And why would he not have somebody on McGregor?
He done it last year, in the Gerrard era. I remember he used to speak to you about it, especially because I really liked the way they defended away from home in Europe, but away from home in Europe, that's fine, not home at Ibrox. They would do that and under Gerrard, wouldn't the front three would kind of occupy that area of the pitch, and then when it went wide or through, then the midfield three would come alive. But I just feel at home at Ibrox, somebody had to go, and the midfielder had to jump up onto McGregor.
The only thing I could think of, because I don't believe for 1 minute that Michael Beale's asked Rangers front three to go and press and then no told the midfielders to back it up. So, but the only thing I can think is, have the Rangers midfield been shocked because Celtic have been a 2 and a 1 all season, and definitely they were notable at the weekend. McGregor was the deepest, and O'Reilly and Turnbull were higher. So has that spooked Rangers a wee bit, where
thinking that they were going to go with the two?
They were going to go with the two. I don't know, but for me, you're spot on. The first half, front three pressing. Cal McGregor only dropped maybe 5 or 10 yards to go and get in a pocket of space to go on the ball, and nobody was near him.
No.
So for me, Cal McGregor completely dictated the game in the first half. Like, got on the ball at will,
But again,
played forward, kept the ball, and Rangers just couldn't get close to
I
anyone.
get what you're saying that maybe it spooked him, but surely after 10, 15 minutes,
Somebody just latch on, go get tight, because they definitely done it in the second half. In the second half, they definitely got higher up the pitch, they got more pressure, and Celtic had quite a lot of turnovers, especially in Rangers attacking third. But Rangers never really created much with the chances. They had them Celtic penned in for the majority of the half.
Second half, aye.
Celtic 2-3 times on the counter still managed to create sort of the better chances. Lamer's chance, obviously a big chance, should score.
Had a couple, didn't he?
But
Celtic
never done
defended
enough.
well, but I don't think they defended unbelievable. I just thought Rangers lacked quality in that final third.
They defended well in numbers, but they never. I don't think Rangers put them under enough pressure with the territory they had.
Clear-cut opportunities on show for to what, like obviously the one Lammers, you can see what he's trying to do, but when that ball's been played through to him, I think Kenny Miller said
a great
in the
pass for
commentary,
asking that, innit?
I think Kenny Miller said in the commentary, why does he not just open up his body
Left
and put
foot.
that in the far corner? He's left-footed anyway. Make it easier for yourself.
But that's why his scoring record is what it is, innit?
Well, that's
9
probably
goals in
right,
4
yeah.
years.
Even I get what you're saying off the ball, but I still think I think that Michael Beale's a really good coach. But what is he? How long's he been in the job now?
Hope is it no November? Is it no 10 months?
I still didn't see what Rangers are trying to do with the ball.
And majority of the players side were there with him last year. See, I think it was maybe 3 starters that he brought in the summer, but majority, they should have an idea of, I don't see any identity of what Michael Beale's trying to do with that team.
See the wide players coming in, like, I'd understand if Tavernier and it was Sterling on this side that were going playing really high in the last time. This time, Tavernier's crossing the ball for 20 yards out.
Aye.
See, do you know where I think Celtic do deserve a lot of credit was how they pressed out of possession, because they pressed in a 4-4-2.
It's like hand just press again, mate.
They pressed in a 4-4-2. Turnbull and Kyogo went right up against Rangers centre halves, and they just tried to lock it down one side, and whether it was Maeda or Abada, they just jumped for there. And then Celtic's midfield too jumped
up.
high, so they never really allowed Rangers to play through pockets. Like you says, Rangers tried to build. Celtic would lock it down one side to Conor Golson would just go long.
Long balls,
So like,
quite a lot of long
they
balls.
never really, like, Celtic obviously deserve a lot of credit for that because the way they pressed, but I still expect Rangers to be able to play through or have some sort of rotations or patterns, because I'm with you. See, for me, Rangers and Michael Beale play this narrow 3. I've said it all the time, because they want the 3 of them to play up against 2 centre halves and create overloads in the middle of the pitch. See, the only times Rangers got the overloads was see when Conor Golson did go long.
Yep.
Second balls, that's the
Second
only
balls,
time.
yeah,
See when
yeah.
Lagerbielke or Liam Scales headed it down. That was the only time Rangers really
Campbell
got
was
on the
a
ball
point,
in the
yeah.
areas of the pitch.
See, likes of that, and when you've got so much possession, you have to make defenders defend, and because Rangers don't play with natural wide men, like you say, Tavernier's crossing balls for 35-40 yards out. You're wanting him to be up in the
last
18
line.
yard, the last line, cutting balls back or putting balls in, and then if you're pressing as high as yours, if these balls are getting knocked out, you're picking them up in the edges. I just didn't see. They were always trying to thread that one ball through a wall of defenders that wasn't going to happen, and I don't know. They're just really void ideas.
So if you're going to bring your wide players in the pitch, there needs to be rotations in front of that to get the wide players on the ball through to play through the line. Don't didn't have that.
No, I
And
didn't.
your fullbacks need to be, like you said, high and wide. But see, when you're transitioning from defence to attack, the fullbacks aren't just going to get high and wide within a second. So there then needs
So there
to
needs to be
be
build-up.
some sort of rotation or somebody to go
on
wide.
the fullbacks, were they cautious and nervous of the attack that Celtic maybe possessed on the counter? Because when they did break, they were breaking at pace. Some bad choices in passes and stuff. So was Tavernier and the other boy on the other side thinking, "Oh, we can't really go"?
Is that where Jack and that are meant to be to
be
cover?
the set to cover, but I don't
They're doing
know.
that quite well, but is he talking about on the ball? They've not got a Callum McGregor to go and get the ball off the back and play through the lines. Jack's nice and
100%.
tidy, he goes backwards, sideways, but
No,
somebody
you're
can't
right.
even
And I
play
don't
the
think
game.
this system, I really don't think this system's suiting Campbell at all either. See, for me, Campbell spent the full half against PSV away and the full first half against Celtic defending as a right back. He was defending the full half.
Yeah.
Whereas, like, I just don't think it's suiting the players within it. And then, 3 weeks ago after the Kilmarnock game, we sat and done this podcast, and I said, I worry for Rangers not having any wingers going into a season. Right now, I think I still stand by that comment. I just don't see how you can go into a season with 2 natural wingers in your team, because some games are going to cry out for width and somebody to be good in 1v1s and be direct, and they just can't, they can't adapt, they can't change. They've got like 6 number 10s in the team,
Rangers
so
had
it's
a
just
height
like for like.
advantage. Rangers had a height advantage over Celtic, which was pretty obvious, because a couple of times the long balls went in the box, Dessers won the ball, they picked up the second ball and they gave them opportunity. That's where you're wanting to put balls. Just keep putting balls in the box. Keep wide. Keep putting balls in the box and make Celtic defend. But Rangers didn't. I don't get it wrong. We're talking about Rangers, but Celtic on the other hand won them much better. But they saw over the line.
I thought Celtic.
First half, Celtic had 3 good.
I thought Celtic were in a lot more control in the first half. I thought second half Rangers done better to put them under pressure, and Celtic were a bit loose and had still had a couple of great chances on the counter attack, but I don't think Rangers done anywhere near enough to win the game.
And a lot of players out for Celtic, isn't there?
Oh, fair.
And that's the thing, Slaney, right? Both teams, right, will get better, no doubt. Rangers will get better, Celtic will get better. But I think there's a guarantee Celtic will go better just with the players that are coming back alone. Whereas I think Rangers what we've seen so far is what they've got. So they need to get better in terms of the style or how they're going to play.
Good
Whereas,
point,
like I said, Celtic, you're going to get Carter Vickers and Haddadi back. You're going to be better straight away. So I think it's a worry because, like you said, you've signed 9 players in the summer. 3 of them have started the game. 2 of them were free transfers while we've spent 13 million.
See, Danilo, again, the things with Michael Beale, Danilo looks like a much better player than Dessers.
I agree, mate. I think he's looked better for what I've seen. And like I said, I think everyone's going to get better. I don't think there's any doubt about that. But for what I've seen about Danilo, he looks more like a number 9. Well,
Dessers had a chance, didn't he? The one that was offside, but Danilo comes on, he gets 2 chances straight away through his movement in the box. He looks a lot sharper for me than what Dessers does.
Even like his decision making with his subs and stuff like that. Like, Riff done well in the position that he was in, and surely
try to get a goal, mate. Take a roof off your best finisher.
Aye, so that's my point. So why would you keep Dessers on and no bring him off and put Riff up front? I found that strange because when that happened, the Rangers fans did cop onto that, and there was a heavy round of boos. See, that was obvious. Just bring Dessers off and put your main goal threat up front.
See Maeda as well, right?
Love him.
And I know we talk about like sometimes he lacks a bit of quality in that, but see the work he does out of possession. It's crazy. I kept pointing it out during the game is like we talk about Rangers with like playing with the narrow front 3, right? So their out balls to break a line as the fullbacks more often than not. See the amount of times they actually did break a line to Tav, and within 2 seconds he's back into shape of forcing James Tavernier to go backwards. It was mental. Like the amount of work he actually does out of possessions.
Even behind, you're going to bring your wide players in, and your fullbacks are going to go, "Hey, you play right fitter on the left back." I know Redvan's not done great, but I thought when he came on, he was a much better outlet on the left hand side. Put more crosses into the box.
I thought Dujon Sterling did alright. He defensively, but
the one where Abadi got done, didn't he, in the space, but.
Well, boys, we're going to need to go into it. Riff's goal. Is it a foul or not?
No, it's not a foul. 100% it's not.
Under the rules of the game, it's a foul.
Is it?
And
because he doesn't touch the ball.
And one of the laws it is.
He obstructs his passing movement.
Because if Dessers puts his foot in, touches the ball, and that movement is no.
Well, my laws of the game aren't up to date. But
prison rules you play it. Barlini rules you play it.
If that's look at job we got the on panel ref today.
That was who was in VAR. That's why you got fucking disallowed.
Did you see the picture of the Pope standing beside the VAR? I'll show it, Billy.
But the thing is, it's like it's harsh. But if that's the rules of the game, then you've got to go by it. But
I think somebody brought up a video again. I think Rangers got one at St Mirren.
I saw that. It was exactly the same thing. And but no, it was a key moment in the game because obviously, I think had Rangers gone 1-0 and changed things up at half time, I think Rangers had to got a goal. I think they probably would have got on got maybe a second one. But
that's a Charlie Mulgrew statement, mate.
No, I genuinely believe that would have happened.
I know, but they scored one, they could score 4.
And then 10 minutes later, bang, Keogh got out of nowhere. That was just.
Is he the best striker Celtic had since Larson? I see a lot of this.
It makes me Larson so much.
That finish is.
Simon, how many?
He's better than Dembele.
Aye.
I would love to know how many touches the ball he had. I would love to know how many touches the ball he actually had.
He's so dangerous, isn't he?
And to be able to be that switched on. Like,
do you know as well? See any other striker in Scotland as well? They missed a couple of chances at you because I think the first one though he tries to think is a right good chance.
What is it?
It doesn't even look like it affects him, does it? See, it just hit that first time.
See, when he passed the Abadi one in the second half, he doesn't even say sorry to Abadi.
No, he doesn't give a fuck.
See, the thing is with Butland and goals, he's a good goalie by the way. So see, you actually beat him from there 20 yards. A hell of a finish.
So see, letter of the law, right? Letter of the law means that you're following a referee's guidelines, right? So if that is it, then it's the right decision. You have played the game, Jake. That's a foul.
Again, me personally, no.
I just don't understand how could that be deemed a free kick? It's like you say, if it's right, it's right. If that's the laws, but see, if Dessers goes down, is anyone saying that's a Celtic free kick? Honestly, if he goes down there, you're not saying off. That's a Celtic free kick.
No, it was bad. It was bad, but like I say, the laws of the game and the fact that the ref went over. That just shows you that the VAR fucking shit themselves.
And that's the rest to be fair, because Michael Beale said at the end, regardless of that decision, there's still 60 minutes left, and I still don't think Rangers done enough to win the game.
No.
But I don't see how that can be a foul. And there might be cases in the past where it's happened for Rangers. I'm not saying it's went for either or team, but it just can't be a foul for me.
Does that not happen all the time where you put your body in front of somebody?
Happens to me all the time because I'm fucking hopeless.
I know we're getting well off track, right? But see if that's in the box, right?
Right.
And Lagerbielke goes to shoot and he kicks it back a bit. He's not going to get a penalty for it, is he?
Never.
Do you know what I mean? It's like,
kicks it,
for me, it's not a foul, but
Some of the laws of the game kind of contradict each other.
Tell you, it's a Faddy classic on the telly, laws of the game, innit?
Is that what you
Faddy
said,
loves a laws of the game shout, man.
Do you think he's actually
But by
sat
the
and
laws.
studied the laws?
What about Lenny with a wee Prada jacket on?
He's looking
Wee
well,
Celtic
isn't
Prada
he?
number, wasn't he?
I know,
He
nothing
was
sniffed
excellent,
inside.
Lenny.
Aye, he was very good.
I thought he was excellent on the media.
I thought I enjoyed Lenny and Boyd together.
Aye,
Yeah,
and
I
Faddy
enjoyed
as well,
Sutton and Boyd together. I
like-
didn't
I
was
liked-
that always try to slag each other. I
I
actually
like
enjoyed
Boydie's
that.
opinion of what Rangers needed and what they didn't go for, like in terms of we was
Didn't he
talking
hold
about
back, did
Shankland. Like, see all the years ago when Boydie was scoring goals for Kilmarnock, was it Alec McLeish it took? No, was it Walter Smith took Boydie to Rangers?
Murray, wasn't it?
I'm not sure.
Well, whoever it was,
No, I think it'd
is
have
that,
been
it was a
McLeish.
similar situation that they went and got the top goal scorer in the Scottish Premier League at the time, which was Boydie, went to Rangers and scored. The rest is kind of history. Why would Rangers, we talked about it last year, Nisbet went to Millwall, Shankland signed, was kept on at Hearts, and they've went and spent £6.5 million on somebody that's no starting.
Starting games.
Whereas this guy's, I think I read somewhere the other day that Shankland scored 33 goals in the calendar year.
Incredible.
For
I
Hearts.
liked Mary's bit about accepting this about Europa League's good for us, but it's a load of nonsense. He's right. Like, Celtic
yes.
Rangers should never think like that, should they?
Aye,
No.
nah.
Why do you think that's crept in? Just because of how bad they've been over the last couple of years?
Probably more so the fact that their performances and results in the Champions League last year, whereas the year before they get to a Europa League final and do a couple of runs. So people, are they just naturally saying, oh, I'd rather see us go on a Europa League run than no day well in the Champions League. But if you want to progress as a club, then you need to get in the Champions League every year to continue to try and back managers and bring in players. But nah, not for me.
You think he's under pressure?
I think so, mate. Again, I know I don't want to be too harsh on people because I don't think he's a good coach, but I just think he's a Rangers manager that can challenge Brendan Rodgers. I said that at the start of the season. I think it will be close. I just don't think Celtic are great, but I think, like you said, Celtic will get better because they've got better players to come in. They've got a top manager there that's won things in the past. He's been through hard times. He knows how to deal with them. I just didn't see Michael Beale beating Brendan
When
Rodgers.
he's come in, right, he's had that honeymoon period of doing quite well. I think he lost only one game or drew a game.
But what is quite well, Kev?
No, but let me get to my point here. Obviously, he beat Celtic, but that's a Celtic team that's already effectively won the league. I didn't say Celtic down tools, but that's not the Celtic that's pushing for title because they already had the kind of title wrapped up. Then he's been given a war chest to go and try and buy players in under a certain budget. He's bought in, how many did you say, 9, Andy?
13 million.
9, 13 million, 15 million quid, whatever it is. And you've got 3 of them starting. And your biggest outlay of 6.5 million quid sitting on the bench. That to me reeks of, like, if I'm a Rangers fan, I'm panicking. And it's been a while since I've ever heard boos ring around Ibrox.
Tell me, guys,
As bad as things were at what they thought was bad with Giovanni Van Bronckhorst, I don't think they heard boos quite.
And by the way, it was 3 new signings started out of 9 in the old firm. If Barisic's fit, it would have been 2.
And
So
that's
he's
what
a
he was buying
man.
on. That's
He-
what
he
he was buying on Beale, because last year it was all when he got beat in the cups, and he's his own team in. He's brought his own team in. I mean, they've backed him really well, and the recruitment and the style of play is really, really bad. And that's what I even think for Rangers. If you're looking at it and think, I can't really see them.
Aye.
They don't give me a lot of hope fighting what he's going to do in the future, be with this team. Do you know what I mean?
Mate, I honestly see Celtic and Rangers jobs, and I put hearts into this, and I Hibs and Aberdeen, I say it all the time. These jobs are some of the hardest jobs in world football, man. See the experience he's had before coming into this.
Right.
I think you need to have more experience to be a Celtic or a Rangers manager.
Totally. Like, listen, I'm not going to say that he's out his depth. I think, like you say, Si, by all accounts, he is a good coach and he worked well under Steven Gerrard. But for me, Steven Gerrard, yeah, he was a rookie manager as well, but
He dealt with pressure at big clubs, being captain of Liverpool.
he was the captain of Liverpool, playing in big, massive games, European Cup finals. That guy knew what pressure was all about. He had somebody like Beale to help him go along with the coaching side of things. Michael Beale went to Queen's Park Rangers and had a honeymoon period there of winning a few games, and then took that opportunity to come and make. for me, I think there was bigger fish out there that Rangers could have got that could have.
We asked this on the Cooper show. Was Van Bronckhorst as well back then?
No, I've never.
No
Why
chance.
not? Well, he did sign Ridvan for £5 million though, didn't he?
Aye.
That was his little.
Ben Davies 3.
Ben Davies 3, so maybe he was.
He wasn't. To be fair, because when they got through, they beat PSV to get to the Champions League. People were then expecting Rangers to go and spend money, and they never. So I wouldn't say Giovanni Van Bronckhorst was backed as much as he should, but at the same time, Giovanni Van Bronckhorst's Rangers wasn't a great watch either, and they never go. Obviously, they went for 4 points ahead in the top to 7 behind. So like. Both things can be true. Like, I think a lot of Rangers fans at the time felt that there was still change to be needed. But again, I still don't think Van Bronckhorst was backed anywhere near as he should either. So
I think the point you made earlier, Andy, about the fact that if you're a Rangers fan looking at the squad and the way the team's playing, you're relying on a manager to get that group going. Whereas as you're a Celtic fan thinking, we didn't play particularly well, but we've got Carter Vickers coming back, we've got Hatate coming back, we've got all the So we've got 3 new signs that haven't even. We've got Nat Phillips that's come in. We've got the boy Palmer from whatever. That's exciting. Rangers are totally relying on Beale to get that group of players going.
I think if you ask a lot of Rangers fans right now, so they knew going into the summer there was going to be a big rebuild. It was going to be excitement because there's going to be a lot of new faces in the door. If you asked for Kent, Morelos, Sakala or the front three to play the weekend, I know what they're taking.
Yeah, of course, mate. I'm taking Kent, Sakala, and Morelos every time.
And again, I stress it, like your Danilos, Latimers, Dessers, all these boys, like, they will get better, but 4 games, 5 games, 6, I mean, 9 games, I think, in total into the season, and we're still saying there's still more to come, but it's obviously, it's not great.
I don't get it, mate. I can't see it.
By the way, see another stat I seen, sorry, Slaney. Rangers have played 9 games and it's been 9 different starting 11s. So that shows you as well that Michael Beale doesn't even know his best 11 yet. And I think that in a manager must be hard because 9 games in, like, you're starting to get a feel of who you can trust, and when the big games come, these are guys that are going to play. I don't think he really knows, does he?
It's they two wide positions, I think, that he's
even number 9, mate, because Dessers hasn't nailed in that position either.
I think they're all number 9s, Andy. See all the ones that play in there? I think they're all guys that play through the middle of the pitch. I don't think they're suited to play.
That's what's killing, even the way if they're trying to play it, or it just looks a complete mess, I think, in there.
I'm glad that Rodgers said Celtic need to get better. So I think you've seen when teams come and put pressure, especially playing it through the back,
struggle to get out.
You need to get better at that. You're going to play it that way in Europe, mate. Better teams will come and hunt you down and take the ball.
How was your... So then, I mean, you guys that played Lager Bielka, Scales, I think that was it, really.
Scales
how did you feel individually with Celtic?
I think the big man, Lager Bielka, was he's a bit shaky, I thought. Scales was excellent, I thought. He was even really composed, I thought, on the ball as well.
That's what I liked about Scales. I know people talked about his defending, but I thought on the ball he was really
comfortable. I thought
he had a shaky start as well, which made his performance even more impressive, because to get not flung in, but he's a surprise start, obviously, and then if you've had a shaky performance at Ibrox when there's no Celtic fans, you could obviously just go straight down under, but he's recovered well and then.
And they need to get credit for that, obviously, main Scales in that, because it is, they've just been sort of put together there too recently, not a lot of experience there, but as much as it's good for them, that says a lot about Rangers, that they've not scored into that.
Yeah.
And that's no any disrespect for Celtic, but just where they are at.
I think Big Scales gets the whole point of what it takes to play for Celtic. He's been there long enough, coming from Ireland and stuff like that, he'll probably be a Celtic fan, I would imagine, growing up and stuff. Whereas the big boy Labielka coming in, he's been chucked right in at the deep end and probably did feel nervous. There was parts of the time where he had too much time in the ball and didn't really know what he was going to do with it, instead of just being quicker, moving the ball quicker. But they got through it, and it's like Lee said in the interview, that's 2 games they played together and they've got 2 clean sheets. So whatever you want to try and critique, ultimately the stats show that 2 games, 2 wins, 2 wins, but 2 clean sheets.
Didn't like O'Reilly and Turnbull middle of the pitch again.
No, I don't think there's enough energy.
No,
I don't know why I think that.
Will come in there, won't he, when he comes back, I imagine.
I don't think there's enough energy.
Boy, for Benfica's meant to be a player, isn't he? Seen Benfica fans that are a wee bit angry that he's centre mid, mate.
He's actually played, like, I'm sure he's played with Benfica a few
times. What one's that?
Times.
Paulo Bernardo.
The Palma. I tell you who was decent when he came on, at home.
Aye, good player home, I like him.
Tell you what.
He done well, didn't he?
Really
Johnson was good again, wasn't he? I like Johnson, mate.
He makes
I
sense.
see people play with me, again, he done alright to go, but I think with the feet, when it comes back and there's under any pressure, it just gets kicked up. You're kicking the ball
when he puts onto that left foot, man.
Forwards at 5'8".
When he puts onto that left foot, you kind of worry. You worry for when Joe Hart's got on the left foot.
I can't believe Ange didn't come in for Kyogo. Still can't believe it.
He's incredible, isn't he?
He
Mate,
is.
it's a hell of a finish.
Oh,
Isn't it?
That's a hard technique,
is.
that, like bouncing over your
Why is he
shoulder
even
first
shooting
time,
it?
like
it's
That's me. I'm heedling it, and then sprinting in.
he thinks he's offside, doesn't he?
He
He thinks he's offside.
think so,
what, it's
aye.
just
I think so.
thought I'm
Aye,
hitting
Sam.
this.
Aye, so he's just
Singing
kind of
this,
hit it in.
and he's like, oof,
Oh,
what's
aye,
happened there?
no, it was outrageous.
It was weird.
Onside.
When it was the crowd, was no noise.
No,
I
but
know.
Aye,
What
'cause all you hear is hitting the net, innit?
Aye.
needs to be McGregor as a sitter himself, mate.
Aye.
Well, we
He's
did-
so much more effective than
We all
putting in a
called
two
that,
together.
didn't we?
Yeah, yeah.
McGregor is. We all fought
Did
for
ya?
that. I think last week we all said it's much better with McGregor in there as a sitter, and the 1-2. You know, so the 2-1.
Aye.
Aye, so McGregor in there, I think it allows him to get on the ball and dominate. But again, how Beale. So because we've already spoken about it, so I don't want to go into too much. But McGregor sets up. See the Kyogo's first
A
chance.
bad eye plays. So much time
Unbelievable
and
pass,
pressure.
right? But it's because he's got nobody on him. How then after that Beale? No matter. By the way, a guy off the street would notice that. This guy's a Rangers manager. So how he didn't notice that? But it's a massive result for Celtic, that, wasn't it? Because see when that team came out, when Celtic, I'll tell you, I wasn't sure.
Really, but other than skill, so I was thinking, like, I seen
I know.
quite a lot of reaction to
I
that.
know, I
but
don't know
most of
why.
the boys played
there
last year.
There was no really body else expected else to start. I don't know why I was a wee bit taken back with
I
it,
don't
but-
know who he could have had in.
No, you're
other-
spot on, but it did take, I thought, this could be a tough one today.
I think-
But then I seen Rangers team and I thought, nah, because they don't fill me waiting either.
Yeah.
So, I don't know, but a great result. Performance-wise, of course it can be better, but what a result that is. And I think as well for Rodgers it's important.
Yeah.
Because you get booed off. No, Rodgers
He looked,
didn't.
I was the happiest he looked, mate, son.
He did, he looked chirpy to me, man, again.
I think the Old Firm
He's the
games.
bit, but there.
No, they can't call me, man.
The
but-
Old Firm games, when it's as bad, I don't know when the last Old Firm you'd actually say there was loads of quality. I think at the Old Firm games it's just.
It had been like that, mate, you're right,
It's-
yeah, even that,
it's
just
just-
the
it's
range,
just it's just about the result. And ultimately, Celtic now find themselves 4 points ahead of Rangers at this early stage in the season. I mean, like I said after the first game, after Rangers losing, it could easily, if Celtic had beaten St Johnstone at home, 6 points, 4 games in, I'm telling you, it doesn't take much for, when it gets to that 9 points, 10 points, leagues are normally done. Because Celtic don't lose. Celtic and Rangers, when they get to top, well, Rangers obviously did it a few years ago when they, under Gio, they lost a 4 point lead. But once it gets to that 9-10 point lead, I've never seen that been overturned too many times.
Actually, I spoke to a lot of Rangers fans last week in to the game, building up.
Who are these fans, please?
Parents, mums.
Just people are
Gordon Smith.
season ticket. Gordon Smith is one up the West End. Have you had a chat? A lot of Rangers fans don't want Celtic fans back because of where they were situated in Ibrox.
What, the full back stand?
Full stand, they didn't like that. So that's what they're quite happy with. But that game, I mean, everybody
needs
says
it,
it needs
it
it,
needs it,
doesn't it?
It's grim.
Aye.
It's
No,
grim.
what a-
definitely.
What a day. What a
And is that what the whole reason it doesn't happen? Because Rangers only get a corner at Celtic Park, don't they?
It goes half goes
And
through-
you watch your game behind about 4 steel beams, but other than that, aye. Brilliant.
I'm always in the restricted views. 42 quid it's restricted view for. Alright. How restricted? Well, you can't see the fucking game.
I told you, I've told
See
you.
half the pitch, you can't see it, right?
I told you
Perfect.
about my dad got a season tickets, didn't I? I've told this one before.
No.
Season tickets for Celtic Park. It was dead. They were dead cheap. All Old Firm games were taken out. You just came and took the seats. You know, got every game building up for it. Like, I can't. Used to say to me, man, because everybody was talking through the week, can't wait for Old Firm. We're like, I can't wait that first Old Firm and all
So
that.
did he not even say to you there's no Old Firm games in these?
No, Rangers fans were sitting in their seats. We were sitting in the house thinking, where are we going?
That's
Aye.
bad.
But the wee man, me and the wee man watched the game yesterday together.
Did he have the bag on or off?
Bag was
What
on,
did he
sitting
say?
down. No, wait on.
Sat down with the bag on, did he?
Yeah, do me on, so aye.
Jones.
But just, I didn't know what to expect
Are
yesterday.
you and your dad cuddlers? Like, would you see if you were
No.
coming home, would you cuddle your dad?
Awkward that.
See, I think the only time
shook hands like that
the
one
only
time.
time I ever cuddle my dad is if there's a goal. You know what I mean?
That's the only time you
Me
see
and my
it.
dad one time shook hands like that. See, instead of doing that, it was most awkward like that each other. Do you know what I mean? That was it.
It's happening, mate.
Oh,
Yeah, right.
mate, it was one of the most awkward things. But at a game, but that's one of the guys, he's dead. He can't show a lot of emotion to.
You
Do you know
can't
what I
what,
mean?
sorry, mate?
Tell him a lot of like personal stuff or be like quite cheesy or that. He's not like that at
What
all.
kind
So
of fan is he
you and your
watching
dad
it?
would just shake each other's hand?
When we see each other, I will shake each other's hand. Oh,
Sam,
yeah.
son.
Here's, here's
Sam,
you're going to hate this one, and I hate it myself.
Your
but
balls
it's,
are hanging at your shorts.
but it's because, and it's always been, see when Celtic score, shit cons.
It's awkward as fuck when you're doing it.
See how he score? As if it was anything to do with us.
What kind of fan is he? Like, watching it?
He's brilliant. He was on. He's vocal and he does. It's that old school, mate. See that when you talk about. See, if you talk about possession, you talk about playing out and all that. They just.
It's my favourite.
Alien to them,
It's
mate.
my favourite thing in the world, though. See, going to football games with these shouts. Oh, they're so good, man.
Aye.
He doesn't get it. He goes fit.
Oh, that fanny the boot in the back.
Aye.
I love
Get
these
rid
shouts.
of it. Get rid of it.
I love these shouts, man.
Wee Ma, she was popping. She had the right pop at Celtic yesterday, going back to me all the time.
Did they, eh?
But
Well, I tell you what.
did, but she seemed to think that.
I'm going to East Kilbride for the first time tomorrow night. And
You better hope they don't get beat.
I hope the UK punters have got some good shouts for this, because that's my favourite things about the games, man.
Oh, mate, the ref done me a peach.
Good on him.
Refs. What was it? He went, "Say, shut the fuck up and sit down."
I bet you any money you went and sat down.
Oh, that was the thing, mate, right? I was like, what? Their bench are pissing themselves laughing at it. I bet you sit down. See one of them, mate, and you're fucking like that. The ref's
I'm
like,
not sitting
but
down.
the ref, fair play to him, mate. He's like, sit down.
Oh no.
And I'm like, what? But it's like,
Did you sit down? Here, I hope I'm not
last
going.
year I'd have been sent off it, but see now I'm like, fuck it, man.
I hope
sit
I'm not
down.
going tomorrow to watch that possession for possession's sake. Let's see a bit of tag football.
I know.
Like, only in this country would somebody say possession for the sake of possession.
Yeah, fair
Why
Why would you want to pass the ball to each other? Mental, mate.
I
Why
know.
would you ever
Just
even
get into it.
Fucking
possession?
get
Possession for the possession's sake. If scoring goals and that was so easy, you would never. Oh, just
Matt,
that's.
brilliant.
What's the best shouts you've heard at football?
Oh,
I've told you, I've said it
Punters are
before.
anyone.
oh.
I remember sitting with somebody first time round Celtic game, but Brendan Rodgers not got a fucking clue. That's what I mean. Come here, talk me through your football career.
Who gives it, man?
Oh, brilliant.
Genius.
Oh, in the stands.
And the stands are the best. You always just have this heat going up in it, looking as if he's going to make a sub yet. Notice that one?
Uh-huh.
That was not a good one.
Brilliant.
Everyone looking to see what they're going to make a sub.
Make a sub. Nah, it's not a good one. Much better out there.
The kids' football is better than the.
I know.
Some
I
of the
said
shouts at kids' football,
I
man.
said to the parents on Saturday at the away game, we played away and they were all standing on the sidelines, and I don't like the parents standing at the sideline. They're supposed to stand away.
Behind the fence.
Aye, and I says, guys, could you like be behind the goal? Like, no, but we normally stand here. I says, aye, but the rules are you move. So they moved, and I come off the game at the end, and I was like, I says, I didn't like you. Sorry for having to move you. So I says, I didn't like parents shouting at the kids, telling them what to do. I says, at the end of the day, you are all field football players.
Good for you,
I
mate.
said, so you gain them advice isn't really going to help them.
Well, I'm not doing well.
I don't care.
Can I tell you the most classical Scottish football fan chant? Doesn't matter where the ball is in the pitch, just get it in the box. It could be anywhere. It could be an halfway line.
Who named it the mixer, is it? How's that the mixer? Do you know what I mean? How's that in the pitch, the mixer?
Get it in the mix.
In the mix, mate. Honestly. We were speaking about in the Coopman show, the Jack Butland kind of passed the ball to a guy on 40 grand a week when nobody near him, he used to put his foot through it. What? 40 grand a week, he can't take the ball for 5 yards, turn and pass the ball forward.
Oh, fuck.
It's just ingrained in people though. It's that age, that era.
Oh, it's amazing,
ingrained in their
man.
head.
Honestly, mate, watch Frankie's games at 11, the goalie gets the ball and just goes like that. Not even just kicks out his hand, he actually bounces it first and just goes, fuck you.
It's fucking
See,
exciting,
aye.
man.
The games that we play.
That's a buzz.
Do you know what else does my tits in? This is my pet hate in football. Defender running back to the pitch, guy up his arse, he could easily roll it back to the goalie.
Oh, kicks out for a throw in.
But then everybody goes like that.
Well done. Well done. I know. I hate that.
How the fuck's that brilliant?
I know, I hate that.
It's all the ones kicking up the pitch. See, sometimes at a game, you actually just, you need to just immune yourself. You just think, just don't get angry and
Get involved with it.
because the things you need to sit. Why? That's what we say. Why are we in that country though?
I know.
Oh, but
Do you think in Spain the fans shout that?
I told you the day.
Do you?
Oh no, they don't.
No.
Their kids don't. Their players don't even. That doesn't
No.
come into their head ever to play like
In
that.
Spanish clubs, if defenders started kicking out for throwing, Spanish fans are groaning all day.
Oh, do you hankies?
The other ones when they kick it long and then the defender shouts, get up, and you're like, you're on the fucking halfway line, where are you going?
Remember your dad done that with but the hanky never moved. It was that stuff.
Get the referee put them all, didn't he?
Anyway,
Anyway,
man.
on to the Euro.
The Spanish thing's good. Can I just Celtic's draw?
Aye.
I'm obsessed with him, Simeone.
I was just going to ask you though before that.
You've got a wee bit like a Simeone, but I'm sorry, mate.
No, you do. You do it. Do you know what? See when I first seen the draw, I went good, but when I've looked into it, it's a tough one. A right
Lazio's
tough
decent.
one.
This is where you come into your own analysis.
Si, I
you're the
watched-
European correspondent.
I watched Lazio Saturday night,
2-1.
90 minutes,
Aye, good, weren't they?
2-1 away to Napoli, champions Italy.
Wow.
Sarri's a manager. Sarri, Bill, remember?
Yeah.
Guy who smoked 8 fags.
Yeah.
Remember him?
Hit fags.
Didn't he?
Chewed the fags. That's right.
But I don't know if they'll play like that against Celtic. When they played against Napoli, they were playing really counter-attacking football because obviously Napoli had a lot of the ball. I think they'll press Celtic high. But
What about Feyenoord?
Feyenoord are outstanding.
Are they?
Do you know last season in the Europa League? Now they've only lost 1 or 2 players for the team that won the league. Danilo went. He's actually scored at this game I'm talking about. Do you know? So Shakhtar obviously were in Celtic's group last year in the Champions League. Shakhtar finished 3rd in the Champions League, get put in the Europa League. Do you know Feyenoord beat them 7-1 last year in the Europa League? Obviously, after the Champions League, we seen what Shakhtar were about last year.
Shakhtar hadn't had a league game for about 3 years.
But so they went and obviously won the Dutch league. Their strikers, I'm sure his name's Jimenez, could be wrong, outstanding. Every club in the world wanted him. He said no. I want us to be Feyenoord. But it worries me, Si, with this group, and the reason for it is with Feyenoord, they're going to come right at you. I mean, it's no going to... Athletics, that's the only thing I'm quite...
Athletic
Happy that they're quite I know, I've seen they did win 7-1,
But overall...
usually they're quite defensive, aren't they?
Overall, they are... I mean, Simone's known in it for defensive football, so...
Mate, it's the Champions League. You're not going to get an easy draw, but if you're taking Feyenoord out of pot 1 all day, every day.
Aye.
Atletico, tough team. Lazio.
I think
See,
the
if
time-
we're at a game we're talking about Celtic, obviously domestically, how well they've done over the last few years. I think a big progression everyone's looking for this Champions League. Teams like Lazio, you've got to expect to beat at Celtic Park now.
I would, definitely.
If
That's
somebody
what I'm
can
saying.
recreate
People
some
saying
of
about this
the-
Europa
aye.
League, no.
If they can recreate some of the big European nights they've had at Parkhead, the likes of Lazio, Feyenoord, that's the
It's
ones
a
you
tough
think
group,
you
but
could
I
probably take
honestly
6
think
points
Celtic
at.
get through that group.
But Celtic need to improve
second.
big time on, like domestically first and foremost.
But see, do you think it'll help? I think Rodgers are different managers now when he had Celtic in the Champions League before. I think he was very
100%.
set in his way. We're going to play out, we're going to try and attack.
100%.
See, now he's been the Leicester manager that maybe struggled, he's had to be harder to beat. Will he bring that to the Champions League this year with Celtic?
Yeah.
And should he?
Well, Leicester did well in the Champions League.
Did they?
Aye, they were unlucky at not qualifying.
Right.
Don't know,
Sure.
you see the manager of them?
Slavia Prague knocked them out the Europa League, and then Rangers played them the next round, and they knocked obviously Rangers out.
So,
But I think Rodgers will. I think he learned that with Leicester, where, which was a surprise to us because when he came up against the sort of bigger boys, he did sit after the game a wee bit and try to hit the counter, which wasn't recognisable with Rodgers, was it? He never
no, he would never usually play like that, yeah.
Aye, so
But in terms of-
You'd expect Celtic to qualify for that, Andy, huh?
No, I'm not saying I would expect them
But
to
it's a
qualify,
chance.
but they've definitely got a chance.
Chance, yeah.
what do you
definitely.
think on that? I say that's important because I know how much you love. Not love playing it, but that. Would you change slightly if you're Rodgers and no change the way you're thinking of the game, but would you be harder
I
to
wouldn't
beat?
have it. No.
No.
That's
I
why
think
I'll
you
never
need to have
fucking
it.
be that level,
Do
mate.
you?
I'm just a
100%,
dummy guy,
I'm
mate.
well on board that. In possession especially, you've got to impose your style, 100%, but you definitely need to be adaptable in certain games.
So,
Definitely.
But you thought you'd work on more like if you were going to press high and they beat your first press, what do
back
you then
into
do now?
shape.
Had you be a wee bit harder to beat? But in terms of on the ball, but how can Celtic change
that?
Because they've got, as I say, they've got 3 guys up front that are 5'8". It's not like you can kick the ball.
Day and
The
day.
ball's just going to come straight back to you, mate.
Yeah. Oh, in possession, I don't think Celtic will change now. I think they'll still try impose a style similar to what Ange did obviously last year. But again, like I said, I do think out of possession in the Champions League, you're playing against better quality. You do need to adapt slightly because see, we're talking about like if they keep beating your press, then working back to shape. See if they beat your press in the Champions League, they're going to score probably. More often than they're going to score.
they've got
How many
some
times
pace
did Real
up top.
Madrid
Aye, the level
beat
of
Celtic's
quality.
press last year
Yeah.
at Celtic Park?
It's a great
4 or
point,
5
that.
times,
Yeah.
score 3 goals. Do you know what I mean?
It's
Excites
Right.
the life for me though. I'm thinking about going into a wee game. Away game.
Aye, mate.
Aye.
I know what one he's
Yeah.
picking. Back in Deutschland.
Oh,
isn't he?
back to Holland.
Back to the Dutch.
Is that why you're seeing that game, mate?
That stadium's still the one. Remember, they used to play. Remember Hoy Dutch scored the free kicks for Rangers?
Is it?
Remember that? Still that stadium? Don't know why I remember that game, but that is-
Everything against Rangers, innit?
I was there.
Just remember
I was
every
there.
bad
A year
ball
ago.
against
Rangers.
Rangers.
No,
we played
no,
Feyenoord a couple of years ago.
No, Hoy Dutch was playing.
No, I'm
think I
saying, but
played
we
at that
played
stadium.
Feyenoord at the
did you?
stadium
Oh, so you did?
4 years ago, maybe.
Who was that?
two
Who was the
each.
manager there?
Was that not
Shut
a
up.
qualifier?
Was it?
2 each, aye. No, it was groups.
Group so
Did you play in the game?
No, I was on the bench,
How
but
good's the atmosphere there, mate?
2 each, 1-0 down, then 2-1 up, 2 each. But that actually brilliant, aye.
Was Dick Advocat the manager then?
No,
No.
I can't remember. who
Their
it was.
atmosphere's brilliant, rocking at that stadium.
Was it rocking, Andy?
Aye, really good, aye.
Uh-huh.
It was good.
What's the stadium? What's the dressing rooms? Not decent.
Good, aye. Good stadiums. Stadium's a lot bigger than you think. I remember that.
Yeah.
Who's the other one? Atletico Madrid's a stadium I'd love to go to.
Oh,
That's unbelievable.
have you watched his documentary, Kev?
No, I've not seen it. Is it good?
On Pride.
Really good.
He doesn't
watched
fuck
it.
about, mate.
And I tell you what, see if you're watching that documentary, sorry, and you'll agree with me. Spanish football, you do associate with obviously more possession-based football, passing it about. How hard they work.
Oh, mate.
It's mental.
Dogs.
Do you know what he does a lot? It's a lot position specific training he does in it, and it's fucking
Should we do
incredible.
one?
So what do you mean, like possession specific? That just work on.
So defenders
that,
are working ahead, defending, and
I quite like that though. I've always liked that idea because I always think that if you can get a group of players in that position all thinking the same with the same idea, surely that must help. Whereas sometimes you've got guys no sure what they're doing. I don't know.
it's good if you're a sub, mate. Because see,
Aye.
when you we did it with the
We need to come in.
he would take defenders, then
Aye.
he'd take the midfielders, then he'd take the attackers. So see whether you're playing or not, you knew exactly
Your role.
what your role was.
Aye.
You actually
I
done it
quite
with,
like that.
Does Celtic qualify?
Nah, just based on recent history, I
No.
think it'd be too much.
But in terms of the draw, if you're hand picking a draw, you're nearly hand picking what's been offered to them.
What game would you reckon?
I know it's not what they're after, right? But your fall safe is if you don't qualify, you get third. I think they'll get third at least.
Yeah.
I think they can get third.
If you think they're going to get third, who do you think is going to finish bottom?
I've not seen as much as the Italian expert next to me, but I think Lazio will finish off.
Damn it, huh?
Just beat Napoli. So.
Aye, Lazio. I was going to say Feyenoord, but nah.
Celtic need two. I would say the 3 home games. It's always been the case each season when they play Champions League. The 3 home games are important with the fans behind them because even last year against Real Madrid, Celtic did play very, very well. I think if they can get 3 big nights and maybe take 6 points out of those.
But I'd say
3 nights-
7 points gets you third, doesn't it?
Aye, Yeah.
So if you
aye.
beat Lazio and Feyenoord at home, you take a point for the other 4
Yeah.
games.
What did you make of the Rangers group?
I think it's a decent group as
I
well.
think you finished second there.
I think it's a decent group.
Who'll
Again,
win
Real
that group? Best.
Real Betis will be good. Again, for me, I think Rangers will find them beatable now. They've beat better teams in Europa League over the last few years. It's a different group of players now, 100%, so they've still got to go and prove it. But for me, they've got to qualify for that group as well. Limassol can it be? You wouldn't expect it to be much.
Never
would you?
heard of you, kids. Never
Hopeless.
heard of you.
Is that
lads.
deodorant in it?
Hopeless.
Sparta Prague, again, they'll be decent, definitely at home. But nah, I think Rangers should qualify for that group. I think Celtic and Rangers, although European competition, not going to get easy groups, I think they'd take both of the groups.
You're being very coy. What you thinking, Celtic through or no?
Aye.
Well, the Rangers.
I think Aberdeen's got a tough group.
Rangers is tough. Aberdeen's got a tough group. Was that
Aye.
the team that beat Hearts, Pauk?
Aye, they're
Yeah,
brilliant.
yeah.
And then
Aye, and
obviously
Frankfurt won the Europa
Frankfurt, They
That's
were-
your Rangers.
Europa League
That's
2
your
years
Rangers, wasn't it?
ago. Aye.
That's right.
That's
That
very
could be a
tough.
worry for Aberdeen now.
Where did you watch that Rangers Europa UEFA Cup final? Europa Cup, whatever it's called.
It's in the Q Club at first, sorry. And it was getting a bit lively, too lively for my liking. So we went down to the house and watched it in the house.
Naked.
Aye, we were, me and the
I
dad were
watched it in
both.
the house.
Both of us won
I
the
thought
squad.
Rangers were going to do it at one
I
stage. Did you?
genuinely
Felt
thought when Haribo scored, I thought,
totally
oh my
sick.
God.
Did you genuinely feel
For a
sick?
Scot, I went to a Scottish club to do it.
Where did you watch it?
You was there.
No, I done the radio that night.
So you
Clyde?
did? You were gutted when there were the penalties, not? You were screaming on it.
Was there?
I think so.
Aye, I thought they'd done it. I
Where did-
genuinely thought they'd
And
done
have
it.
they got better since that? If do you ever know Frankfurt have got better since
German
then?
expert.
I've sort of not been in touch with a lot of people from
Lost a few of their players, to be fair.
Right.
I know that. Kostic was the main man that year, didn't they? Lost him.
They've just lost. Remember the guy Kamada?
You just lost your virginity, didn't you?
By the way-
No long ago.
By the way, can I tell you something, right?
No
Well
Kamada.
done, me.
Again, we're going to go off track, but sometimes I like me do this. See that boy Singari at PSV?
Embarrassing.
How is he going to Nottingham Forest?
Ruined football, that.
And the wingers went somewhere as well, innit? Somewhere not great.
Rubbish.
Well, no, Bakayoko, he didn't end up going, no,
got
but
a
he was
big
close to
toe in
going
that.
to Brentford.
And there's
Brentford,
Carrick.
that's
Does that not sum up the power of English football now?
There's
That
big-
Singari's went to Nottingham
Not
Forest,
Forest,
mate.
mate, I know.
There's a big mouth
Under
cat.
wee Slinny.
Oh, aye, he's good looking boy, him, isn't he? But that's completely. That's what I hate though. PSV have just qualified for the Champions League. You've seen how when a right good side in their group they could qualify for that group, and he's leaving to go to Nottingham Forest.
And Brentford.
Money,
and
isn't it? Must be
And that's
money.
what I'm saying. But Carragher's saying that Saudi Arabia ruins football. Have a look at your own doorstep.
Have a look at your
Celtic kid, pro Saudi League.
Are you all for the Saudi? What they're doing?
You're
What it
going to
stand
get
for?
castrated for that.
No, but I just think England started this. I mean, they've just set the record for transfer spend, 2.7 billion.
Aye.
That's
Chelsea have spent
Disgusting.
900 million on under 18s, mate.
I know, mate. A
For the
billion
last
quid.
3 windows.
Was it Gary
Dumplin's
Neville?
a manager.
A what?
A Dumpling is a manager. He's
Poch.
hopeless.
Poch.
Hopeless.
Jank.
Mate, I'll tell you now, he got lost. At Tottenham, he's where he peaked. Fitmo moved on for him and he got stuck in the dirt there and then moved on.
Stuck in the dirt?
Yeah.
Stuck in the dirt? So what are you saying, like he's a defensive manager or what?
You're on fire now.
That's his issue. He doesn't know what he is. So, I mean, he's spending all that money and again, I think overspent on these boys.
What do you think would be on Gary Neville's doorstep? Full naked, innit?
Hey, did you see
Rubbish
Roy
after
Keane?
the
Hey,
World
did you
Cup,
see?
but-
Did you see Roy Keane got headbutted?
Disgusting.
Arsenal
he?
gay.
Did he?
Mickey Richard Barton, didn't
Some fan headbutted the
Did
man.
you Winterburn, wasn't it?
What,
Remember
and-
Winterburn
and
shot it with the carnival?
What, and Mickey Richards fought the fan?
he? Mickey Richards supposed to battle the guy.
Mate, he had
No way.
Richards had the guy up like that.
Hey, what are
Fair
these,
play to him.
what are these guys doing, mate?
I know, but does that display the myth that Roy Keane's not that hard?
He probably
Somebody
is.
stuck it out on him and he done
I don't know,
nothing.
fair play to Mickey Richards though.
Richards had to jump in.
The size of him, he's a.
Mate, imagine that happens. You're doing a game live at the pitch and a guy run on, mate. Your career would be done with it.
Uh-huh.
Unless you could, I think you'd be fine. You can go for it. Me and you'd be screaming, mate.
What have I got heated?
You'd be ducking. No, you're quite an angry wee fucking half, aren't you?
No.
Aye, yeah.
No, this year I've really calmed down, mate.
Yeah, I know that.
See, even on the
Hard
side,
as
mate, I
fuck with
tell
3
you.
pints in him.
I'm a different guy now. Total calm,
Aye,
mate.
actually, do you know what? I met somebody in your
Have
team
you
a
calmed
few weeks
down,
ago.
aye?
Mate, I'm so calm now.
Aye, somebody told me. Actually,
Well, calm the ref telling you to sit
we'll
down.
be the judge of that tomorrow.
aye.
No, mate, I promise you,
No,
man.
I seen.
Can I just say though, can I just say, no one in his camp, they're winning 9-0 every week.
I know.
No,
No,
exactly
I know,
going to be
I
raging at
know.
9-0,
You
are you?
remember winning last year? I was too much on the side. Now I'm so.
It's more
Relax, mate, enjoy
that side of things. Mare's Mick in it.
Mick,
Like, no, like,
Mick
but
can
just
crack,
that's him.
Find out tomorrow, Andy.
No, we'll find out tomorrow, aye.
Are you all coming to the game?
I'm going to come, aye.
£8 a ticket.
Fucking
Not a
£8.
problem.
Aren't you?
It's a couple.
We'll get him
mate.
9.
Fuck.
We'll
Get
get
a
him
couple
9,
of
keep that
quid.
pound.
Must
No
be getting the
tickets.
comps.
Did you play in last week? You're a shambles. Do you know what? Because people
Bet you were
text
in that lounge as well up the stair.
we were playing Celtic, so many people text me, can you get a free ticket? Guys with loads of money, believe me. Can you get us a free ticket? It's £6 to get in. So he's caning them, and then now I've just found out that you've not even
No,
paid to
but do you
come.
know what it was? It was a big boy.
Taking food out of players' myths, mate. That's what
No,
you want to do.
Big Davey just walked me in. I said, Davey, I wanted to pay you for the club, but he just walked in. By the way, I'll tell
The
you.
boys were all calling you a weirdo, by the way.
Aye, but I just
The
keep.
boys are like, what's wrong with him? Who'd up, never came here, never said a word.
But see, when I'm going there, that's his team, that's his work. I'm just there to watch a game. Do you know what I mean?
After it, when
I'm on board with that.
would you know what
Aye.
you'd come in and say hi now?
No.
No.
Come in your changing room.
It's a bit of
No,
respect.
Big man was in the fucking
I'll be-
Brimble dressing room calling.
Saying hell.
I'm doing a shite while I was doing my team talk.
Mate, the best.
I was one in the dressing room once in that whole season, twice.
Mate, the best was that East Kilbride game and the game's 15 minutes to go. I see Frankie and Jude be about 3 slices of pizza each walking out straight to the dressing room. Boys must have been starving.
I know.
They've been banned for the physio room in there, mate.
No,
I had
but-
them on the treadmill up at East Kilbride, mate.
Mate, Frankie's like to me, can I find Jude anywhere? First time we find him, he's doing with the ultras, bang the
With the
drum.
drummer,
Next time, can't we lose him again? He's in the gym.
on the cross trainer, he loves it,
on the cross
mate.
trainer. But
Jude's class.
Fit as fuck.
Aberdeen didn't have any chance, have we? But
Aberdeen played well last week. Aberdeen's not got a chance, but they did play well last week against Hacken.
Well, see, I'm happy you said that, Kev, because again, I'm another one. I've not seen a lot of Aberdeen. What is it that Aberdeen do? I mean, what is their style? What is their identity
I
under
don't
Barry
really know, they're a
Robson?
bit direct, but
They're
for
very
me, they're utilising what they have. So we obviously with Duke and Majowski, and then the other boy in the midfield that's quite good in the ball is it
Clarkson,
decent. But Aberdeen had chances, by the way. Aberdeen had chances. It was more like end to end stuff.
Is it a 3-5-2 they play, Kev? With the two
aye.
strikers?
Yep, they're but with Duke and Majowski, the two of them, they're a threat regardless of who they're playing against, because the two of them are different. Duke likes to get in behind Majowski.
Miovski was outstanding.
Aye.
Miovski was absolutely outstanding. We Duke didn't have the best of games.
No. Hacking are a decent side, by the way.
They missed a lot of chances.
Mate, I can't take you serious with your fringe like that. Please fix it.
Is it bad?
Aye, it's too straight.
Is it
Too square.
Put that back down straight, please.
Who's done this to you? You were doing all right there for a while. Who's?
The
That was
bad.
cracking, mate. That was cracking.
Skinny, what's happened?
See with this is see with Scottish football, and you see it in the qualifiers there, and we look back in history or the last, say, let's say 5-10 years of the qualifiers, trying to get into Europa League Conference Champions or whatever, we seem to really fall short of that. Why do you think that is now? What I always hear is the summer teams are in summer leagues. The biggest one is finances, or is it? Do we look at ourselves and go, is it the style of play?
I think so.
I think you're looking at, and it's all air. You're looking at teams for all over the world. It's not just like a country that spends big. It's countries that don't.
Aye.
It's not, they don't, and our teams seem to always fall short. Now, I don't want to be really critical, but it does seem there may be an issue there that why we keep falling short at this stage.
Some of these foreign teams just need better technical players.
You think so, huh?
Sometimes I genuinely believe that. I think sometimes that but then on Aberdeen's defence, they have a lot of European imports as well.
How do we know if the players are technical, so if the
don't know,
ball just gets lathered down their head?
Well, Aberdeen were direct. They were direct all the time. So
How is it that, like Stanley says, when we get to these like qualifier rounds, we never seem to progress? Like obviously Hearts were decent, I think, but they've come up against just a better side. Aberdeen possibly drawn 2-2 with Hacken in the first game. You would think they've got a chance. They did have chances, but
no, there was a lot of opportunities.
Aston Villa's unlucky because Aston Villa's a top Premiership side, and that's a tough draw. But I don't know. Like
But
now,
Hearts have got technical players. Alex Lowry's technical.
I know.
Lon Shankly's
We've got
technical.
one sitting on the
Boyce is
bench, which is absolutely baffling.
Andy's technical. Cochrane's technical.
I think I think
the styles.
I think a lot of it is down
think
to
it's style,
mentality
mate.
and self-belief, to be honest. I think I'd like to see a bit more of a mentality shift in terms of Scottish football. Like I said, having more belief in yourself that they've got the
Good
players to go and
players.
take it to teams, because Rosenborg are a good European outfit.
Champions League, didn't
We've
they?
obviously we just knocked them out. Whatever it was, 2-3 weeks ago. That's the quickest they've been knocked out. Was what I'm looking for.
The earliest.
That's the earliest they've been knocked out of Europe in over a decade. So for me, like, why was that? Because they came to Tynecastle. Obviously, it helps when you need to go and win the game, but we took the game to them for the first minute. We went 1-0 down inside 10 minutes, didn't panic, still stuck to what we were doing, ended up getting the result. And then obviously, going over to Palt last week, I think a lot of it was just self-belief, mate, because see, again, at Tynecastle, I know we lost 2-1, but for me, there's no way we deserve to lose the game. I don't think there was a lot in the game at all. We miss a couple of big chances, and then obviously they score a sucker punch for a corner towards the end, but still go over there.
So
Did you lose a 2-1 down, go and take the game to them, try and win.
change your style at all from like what you do in league form to European games? Have you changed the way?
Maybe slightly, but I think as a group of players, you could probably say that I don't think we executed the game plan well enough. And then again, could we have a bit more self-belief to try and impose ourselves in the game? I don't really think we've done as well as we could, but they were a good team. I actually thought out of possession or shape was actually quite good in the game, but seeing the counter-attack, mate, they were unbelievable.
Oh, were they?
Unbelievable in the counter-attack. So they were actually more dangerous when we were attacking. The first goal, we're attacking, they break, they get a free kick, go for the free kick. Second goal, counter-attack, third goal, counter-attack. So
I sometimes think in Scotland when we play counter-attack, mate, it's like we're going to defend less, everyone at back. Don't go and make up for yourself, but I always think teams like that they play against have worked on
Set it
that
up.
through the
Do you know what they are? Do you know what they
Aye.
are? Honestly.
Better coach.
We are
Barry.
See, for example, Hearts, right, and we lose the ball in attack, they're up, back through, gone. Scottish football, in my opinion, counter-attack's more seem you win the ball, spin it the channel, strike a run.
Exactly.
Do you know what I mean? But then again, it's then tough when the striker gets the ball in the channel. It's like
you expect them to do
get up,
something brilliant,
support,
mate.
aye, or do something brilliant. But I'm talking about other players all the time, but they had the number 7, 19-year-old, number 10. Really good.
Well, how many 19-year-olds have you got playing in our league?
No, well, that's the thing. We were talking earlier, obviously, about young Lennon Motherwell, who's turned 17, is obviously
16, and he's a star. He's a
so he's a
superstar.
star.
Did
But
you?
we don't have many.
He was
do we?
excellent, mate. Aye.
But I'm sure there's more than just Lennon
there has
Miller
to
that are
be.
good players in
But why are they
Scotland.
not getting an opportunity? But, like Alan, I now see that it's always kind of been the case this last maybe, I would say even since when I played, like talking maybe 15 years, we seem to think it's better to go and buy somebody from a
Lowland League England English team.
or somebody from like a fucking lower division Norway team or something or whatever it is and bring them in because we've heard of it's the scouting networks. It's like recruitment's bad. I think sometimes we just need to trust in our own and put more belief in our own players.
Look at the national team. Robertson, guys like McGinn, they all came through Scotland. Do you know what I mean? McGinn through St Mirren and Robertson playing at Queen's Park, then goes to Dundee United, take a chance and playing them. They're there. Play them.
Aye, there is definitely players
They're
there.
just not getting an opportunity, is what we're saying.
Because I'm sure the team at beat, I could be wrong here, the team at Hacking, did Faddy see a Faroe Island team? A team
Beat them.
Beat them? For
Yeah.
the Faroes?
Yeah.
So if they beat them, sure, Scotland is a nation.
The boy for Akin was really good. The one that signed for Alkmaar, wasn't
Oh
he?
mate, how good was he, boy?
Really good.
What position?
Sadiq?
Aye, Sadiq.
Oh
aye.
my
Oh,
God.
Frankie was telling us about him. What winger was it?
He was sharp as anything.
Incredible.
Oh.
Terrorised every one of them.
He said that. Hibs went to Pittodrie and won. Surprised with that?
I am surprised, but I'm no surprised in a way that obviously Lee Johnson's obviously exit and then David Grace took over. And I'm pretty sure the last time he took over interim, he had got a positive result, I'm pretty sure. So I'm no surprised because what would indicate to me is that fucking, if I'm Lee Johnson, I'm saying to him,
Oh, he will be, mate. He'll be calling the players all sorts, isn't he? You fuckers.
You'll text him?
Chucked him under the
Aye,
bus. You know what I mean?
definitely. aye.
Do you know what I mean? Because like, Hibs going to beat Aberdeen, I think predominantly most people would think that's a home win, but the way Hibs are up and down. But for Hibs to go there and win 2-0,
Great goal for Lafondra, wasn't it? I don't know what that
mate,
defender did. Waddling out to stop
he's
the
been
cross.
doing that for years, Si.
Yeah.
Good player,
Great
Adam
wee set for
Lafondra.
Newell as well. innit?
That goal was like you used to the training they used to do where somebody's at the edge and they clip it and you two using it to set
Aye.
and shoot.
And shoot it.
Isn't it?
Think that's what they've been doing all week.
David Gray's been doing that with him.
David Gray's good to mate. I told
Aye.
you we came through at Scotland. I got a deep thinker, thinks about the games. Came through at Man United, good upbringing.
I was listening to Aidan and we were asking him about who do you think about Man
The Tanner Ball player.
Oh, you can't. Oh, mate. I
Go on,
was,
exclusive.
I
It's
feel
coming
missed
on
it.
next week.
Mate, he's exceptional in the media. See
Doesn't
that-
give a fuck, mate.
Mate, see when that moment when that Tanner Boppler gets said, I felt my stomach going. And the big boy Peter was so irreplaceable.
Can you tell me this? What happened?
Peter Martin called him a Tanner Ball player and he's like, nah, what are you talking about?
A Tanner Boppler?
It's like,
Talking about who?
Aidan. And he's
Peter Martin called him that?
He's like, I played
But he
at
was being
top
called
level, played it, and I'm not, you think I'm just a Tanner Ball player?
but mate, see before that, Peter Martin was like proper praising him. It was like the pure compliment. I would love him on Sky.
On Sky High, he'd be good.
With him and Boyd, that'd be good.
He's got his he's going to come on next week. Next open goal, he's going to
speaking
come on
to him
next
all
open goal.
Well,
That's
he'd
good,
be
mate. You need more players, need people like that, eh?
Brilliant.
Aye.
Is he, do you think Aidan will want to get into management?
I think he wants to be this kind of the one above a manager, like technical director.
Is that the way he is? Is it Aidan, no?
He's studied that. He's went
Did
to,
he?
he's done uni and studied it also. Clever guy, mate. Eh?
He was talking about
He
him
is a
his
clever
tracking.
guy.
But he'll be good for Scottish football, mate, because he's got such high standards, mate. I think that's what we'll need to fucking
I drive
towards.
No, aye, but it was the media game in Scotland was right strong in it. And I'll tell you, your performance last Monday night was exceptional.
On the radio,
Oh my God,
was it good?
mate, unbelievable.
He's fly. He's
just-
becoming the number one pundit, mate.
No.
Yeah,
Mate, you will.
that hair's taking you
Never.
to a new level, mate.
Think so?
Uh-huh.
More knowledge in it.
Definitely.
Thing is, he's
You
gone
study
down
you study
the
football?
media
Just watch a
YTS
lot,
route.
mate.
You play football first and foremost, then you get a hair transplant and then you're fucking flying.
No, but
Boy,
he's-
Daddy, he's following in good footsteps.
We've
Paddy's
gave
had
him,
one, hasn't he?
we've made him, haven't we? He's going to
Aye.
forget about us soon. I can feel
No,
it.
never. I'll
It's just
never
went the
forget about
opposite
you.
way in it, but
What's that?
he's came on
How
and we
could
just
I,
went,
mate?
Was it?
How
Look
could
at that, OG.
That
What a
mean?
man.
Oh, gee.
How could I?
like that, but he's just totally went the opposite way in
oh,
it from the
oh,
wee man here. After he went off, a shocker for me a
Was
couple
this
of
the
years
first
in it.
media thing you done? What's on
No, I was doing radio first. While you were on Go Radio and I was getting way more numbers the other side.
But I was getting my money.
Oh, you mean man?
Well, David Gray get the Hibs job. Again, I says I like it, but we need to stop getting
Aye.
people that have no
We need to still
experience,
give
no
it
success to Hibs Hearts. Hibs Hearts, Aberdeen should be somebody that's been successful somewhere else to get the job.
Simon, Hibs is a club financially are well run, and they're paying players good money. There's no reason why Hibs can't have a good team on the park playing nice, attractive football that gets people talking, but they need to get a manager in to do that. And like you say, think outside the box. Don't just go down that merry-go-round, Malky Mackay's done well for Ross County, so we'll put him in. Because that's what happens. It happens too often in Scottish football.
But has he done well? They were in the.
But this is
they
what
relegated last year. I know, but that's what I'm saying.
This is where the way the media talk. Oh, he's done a great job in the budget that Ross County's got.
Ross County had a good budget,
Ross County's got a great budget.
I
But
agree.
my point is that, and obviously Davy Gray, he's interim and he's doing well. I don't know, maybe not ready for it, but he probably would agree with that.
Yeah,
He would love the
definitely. I think he would. I think he'd want
He
to
would
give
love
him
the
any spread.
opportunity, but he's not sitting there thinking that, obviously, we look at St Johnson and their financial situation is probably different where the boy that's in there, what do you call him again, Steve McLean, he's took that on because maybe they don't have great other options.
Or finances to go and get
Finances,
somebody.
whatever, to go and get somebody. But
Because I
him
seen on
too.
Twitter somebody was linked for Australia and somebody was saying, oh well, how do you know he's going to come? Like, our league's amazing, mate, and you need to be a genius to come and do well in it.
I know, aye.
How do you know he's going to transfer for Australia to Scotland? Well,
Aye,
the
what
last
they seen
guy
though-
that fucking done it came and cleaned up.
You're talking about shouts, that's another shout I fucking hate. What do they know about our game? Fucking football's the same every league you play in.
Watch one game and you'll know that the full thing, because everyone does the same thing.
mate, football's football. It doesn't change. Pass it, you move it, you dribble it, you try and score goals, you try and fucking stop goals. What changes from league to league? I don't know your league. Oh fucking, I can't manage doing it in the side of Scotland fucking because I don't know what it's about. But they do the same things they do up here. That's fucking bonkers.
I've got a pet
I'm
peeve
with
as
you,
well
mate.
for the
here.
weekend. People telling you what their fucking sons or daughters have said on Facebook or Twitter, mate. I don't get it. I think it's
What is
hilarious.
it?
It's pish.
Tell me an example.
Sitting in the kitchen and wee Ian's fucking just said this about his absolutely done his wee man. Nobody cares,
Yeah,
mate.
shut up.
Keep that in house.
Shut up.
Aye.
Honestly, I
Aye.
don't get it.
Wasting people's
Aye.
time like that.
I see a lot of these days. Women I can understand. Men doing it. Fucking shut up.
I'm on the scooter all day with earphones blaring. I'm going along about 30 mile per hour and the guy's like me talking to me. I'm thinking, I can't hear a word you're fucking saying. That was my guy done it.
No, I get the pet peeve of the old Facebook. Facebook's for older people.
You'll never believe what the wee man's just done, and then it's pure shite what he's
Aye.
just done. Nobody cares.
Aye.
I really hard to believe
it's just
that.
a lie.
It's
Just
a lie. They've made it up.
Can you believe that? My wee fucking 3-month-old Wayne just said, hiya, Dad. No, he never. Can he speak?
But imagine he
Stop
has
lying.
just said that. What would possess you to go at? Sticking that on Facebook, man.
Aye.
My 6-month-year-old just said his first words, Mona Rangers. No, he never. Definitely didn't say
Is that
that.
your man?
Do you know, I think this is the best thing that's ever happened to Scottish football, but football in Britain in general, the open goal. The only thing I wish it was merry arguments.
What, open
It's
goal?
a friendly wee bunch we've got in it.
It
A
is.
friendly bunch. I tried to, and I'll admit that I'll come clean now. I said to myself when I came back home this year, I'm going to take the big hitters out. Faddy being one. So sat here and said a wee pop at Faddy on the Monday show. Came to the Thursday and I felt myself about to start greeting. So I'm not the man that's going to take it forward. Andy's the man I think that can really debate.
Just start arguing with people.
I want it to be a bit fiery at times.
We've had loads of debates though.
Who's been the fieriest? You, McTominay? Was that the biggest?
that was a bad one for me, mate. I had about 50 angry bears.
I wouldn't say that was fiery either though. It was just a debate, wasn't it?
Here, it's working for you now, innit?
Me?
For McTominay. Can't get a game for Man U at all.
I mean, Scotland's best player this tournament.
I suppose.
This campaign.
My whole he was in the Man U class. Still, but what is
Stones
Man
and
United
Rudiger.
class now?
But can
Only
I
Man United player likes a goalie, mate.
No. Can I tell you something that Si has said on open goal?
No,
That,
I can start an
that was a debate at the time.
What is it?
Said that
Oh,
Rodri couldn't
I
pass
know.
forward.
That's true. That was a bad one, Rodri. I hold my hands up. I hold my hands up for that.
I called Roger an embarrassment to football.
But you done him with Stones Rudiger, didn't you?
Oh fuck! John Stone's best centre half of all time, mate.
He done you there, didn't he?
Every
You've had a
week,
few great shouts.
every week that passes, that argument gets worse for me. Done it? Stones.
You check how Rudiger's done every
Doesn't
weekend.
even get a game.
Who's he playing with, Bember? Who's he playing with now?
Real. If you can't get a sniff.
He's
get a
fucking
sniff,
on,
the big
mate.
What's up with the Benz, mate?
Oh, sorry, mate. I forgot Robbie played for that. Anybody other names for the Hibs job? I think this Nick Montgomery gave a wee chance.
But we, Nick,
Central Coast.
I
know
love.
Nick.
I know he's going back the way here, but I love him.
Gordon Dale.
Lennon. I just love him for Scottish football. I loved his style of play at Hibs. It was almost the Scottish Ginger press.
Ginger
Scottish
press.
Gingham press.
Scottish ginger press.
But I watched them, and I watched them constantly. They played against Celtic a lot that year. They played them, I think it was the semi-final. McGinn, man to man on Brown, and actually you're going, oh, I think this is the first guy I'm seeing getting the better of Brown here.
What was his style? What was his formation? If you loved it so much.
4-3-3, Si, I'm sure.
No.
4-4-2.
3 at the back.
3 at the back, 3-4. Sometimes he went 3 at the back.
No, he did sometimes go 4 I'll get, but most of
That's
the
the
time
Hibs
3.
expert. He'll remember that.
He did, and he was right on them. Right on them. None of this hanging back and sitting back. Brilliant to watch. That being said, his team was excellent then. I think that midfield was McGee, Scotty Allen, again, was brilliant. It was a great, but him for our league was brilliant. His personality.
It's the mentality he brings in it.
That's the word. The mentality is excellent.
It's like what Andy's point was, that probably didn't have enough confidence in ourselves, where a Lenny team doesn't go thinking that they're going to get beat regardless of how they're playing.
His mentality obviously is
I think Lenny could go back in there with Bruni.
I think football, and this isn't, I think football is now, it moves on all the time, and I think now, just even at last year working with in the Lowland League, I think now players, they want the best of coaching. They want to have an idea, this is how we play, this is how we're doing it, they expect it now. Players will ask questions, so for me, Lenny, he could do that, but it's not really, I don't think that's what his strengths are. I think it's you see the mentality.
No,
I would, and I don't know how he would be with, I don't know, you need a good relationship with somebody, but I'd love to see Lenny maybe gone for, it's up to him, he obviously go and look for that, or if he's got a good relationship with somebody, for somebody to come in with Lenny who is on the pitch every day, who's got the ideas. Obviously they work with Lenny how he wants to play.
Like a Beale and Gerrard type situation.
Exactly like that, and because Lenny of course he can coach, but it's not really, when my experience with Celtic, he was at the side and demand standards every day, and he got that every day.
I think it's important that the man in charge has that presence, mate.
You're spot on.
That's what I'm saying about the Beale thing at Rangers. I don't know if he's got that
Lenny,
presence.
honestly, I mean, everybody knows it when you at Celtic, the difference when he was there, when he was not there. Do you know what I mean? When he came out to training, was the level just went through the roof. Before games, seeing Celtic beating Barcelona.
Because I would even said in the Cooper show, being a well coached team's fine, but you need to have that personality. You need to have that personality.
I think in my career, my experience, I loved in certain twos. One was the coach who you respected and went for the knowledge, and you respected the manager because you knew that if you won the fucking day what the coach was telling you, then he would step in and that would be that. Jeffries and Brown, Billy was more the kind of tactic guy, Jim was the fucking Mick McCarthy and Ian Evans, they were exactly the same. McCoist and Kenny McDowell would do all the coaching. The minute you put your thing on, Janty and McCoist both went through you, but you always knew the difference, whereas like you say with the Rangers thing, Beale's just that guy that's...
The very best, Kev, the very best in the business have the both sides.
Aye.
The man management and the coaching. But for me, I would love to see Lenny back at Hibs. I wouldn't want to, that's how Hulk gets it.
Is Nick Montgomery still managing Australia?
In Central Coast, isn't it? Central Coast manager.
I'm sure he was.
The Sheffield United, didn't he?
Did he not play with Scotland?
That was the one Snoddy done on one. Snoddy pranked him about getting his collar size and that. I know you can't give him the Hibs job. He's been done with Snoddy. So
he'll get him again when.
Any other names? Any other managers that you've seen that?
The obvious ones in it, Dale and
Robinson. But again, I'd be more than happy for they two again because they've done well.
But it is mad how they get linked with every single job. Sometimes get the sack in it. I feel as if Derek McKinnon, Stephen Robinson and Tommy Wright are the three that will get linked with a job no matter who gets.
Tommy Wright's...
Tommy Wright.
I know, but even then he was like that, wasn't he? He was linked with everything.
It's up to Hibs, they're up to them who they look in around the world and see if there is anybody out there. But for us, I would say definitely Lenny for me.
Well, will Brian McDermott have a say in it? What is he now, Pence?
He's the kind of chief...
Will it be him that...
He'll be a part of it, 1,000,000%, aye.
Who else is there saying that?
Could we see another Englishman coming up? Because obviously his knowledge will be...
if he knows that market, Steve Coppell.
Could we see another English...
Terry Venables.
Stuart Pearce, I think he's coming up.
Sam's not got a job.
Big Sam.
Aye.
Because Wilder's been linked a couple of times, isn't it? Do you think any of the managers will come to Scotland? Is it attractive?
If you're a Chris Wilder or somebody down in England and you're looking at being offered the Hibs job, how are you looking and perceiving the Hibs jobs? What are you looking at it and thinking, right, if I go up there to Hibs, what can I do and what can I achieve? So and how would that impact or help my career moving forward? Chris Wilder, for me, probably looking at it thinking, there's not a lot I could really do there, because what's success at this minute in time for Hibs?
Third, you would think, nah.
Aye.
I'd try and
think be a cup.
The cups is the one, aye. 1.5 games.
Aye. So I'm looking at that and thinking Chris Wilder's probably thinking, I don't know. But then
I think as well, like Chris Wilder's probably on 40 grand a week at Sheffield United, 20 grand a week at Middlesbrough. You know what I mean? Like,
aye.
Again, can you go and entice him? Don't know.
Is that the problem? That is it the budget? When it comes
I don't
to
think it's budget, because at some point when you're a manager and you're out of a job, you've got to take a job to get back in the rat race. If you're too long out of the rat race, i.e.
Forgot a bit.
Tommy, what did you just call him? Tommy fucking...
Right.
Tommy Wright.
You're out of the rat race too long, you're forgotten about it.
He just got to go, not under 21s.
Oh, did he?
Did you? No, back to number, isn't it?
Hell.
That's alright.
What about it? Will this be done in the international break? Will no wait till...
No, I think
they need to be quick. They must be having somebody by the end of this week and at least give them a week to work with the players before.
I was a wee bit surprised that with Lenny on the media that something tells me that he's not going to get it.
No, it doesn't look like Lenny's going to get it. I get that feeling as well.
I watched it, made I think, no, I don't think. I know that it might not be anything to do with that, but just first, don't know.
I think you'll see somebody come up from England.
Brian McDermott, the whole Brian McDermott.
I just think with Brian McDermott, I think his knowledge will be down south.
Alright, what we want to now, Paul, Andy and Hearts. Tough week for the
We had a wee chat in the motor, didn't we?
Is he alright?
Aye.
He was flat.
Was he flat, was he?
Bad weekend.
Mate.
Aye, tough. Wasn't he, so obviously not the start of the season year after, but to be fair, I've got to give credit to Motherwell. I thought Motherwell, especially first half, were really good.
He's done well, hasn't he?
And we spoke about it in the car, boy Lennon Miller for me.
Just got his first pube last week.
Aye, brilliant.
Just turned 17 a week ago. And
Incredible.
You're talking about young boys in Scotland getting an opportunity. Again, for me, I think Stuart Kettlewell deserves credit because
massive credit.
He's watched him in pre-season and thought, don't care what age he is, 16-year-old, I'm going to put him in, give him a chance. And I think he's repaid him through the League Cup campaign and then starting the season as well, having looked at him. So, aye, really, really good. In terms of us, again, obviously, first half was pretty similar to Dundee. I think we were slow at the traps. And
did Motherwell do exactly what Dundee done? Like he's come to the halfway line?
No, I thought they were definitely more front foot. I thought, like, they pressed the contact, they were more aggressive, they stole it in certain areas. And then, you're talking about identities and style. I think Motherwell have clearly got one.
Under him, yeah.
They are direct at times, but any time it drops and the opposition's have to play. And for me, Lennon Miller, Callum Slattery, Blair Spittle.
Oh, he's flying, isn't he?
They were all really good. So I don't think we really started playing the way we can until sort of Motherwell go down to 10 men, to be fair. And then we had loads of territory, had them penned in, but again, just probably didn't create enough chances to go and win the game.
Paul McGinn, what was it?
He was good.
Paul jerseys.
He
was good harsh. To be fair. Do you think so? I still think it's a second.
No, they're two yellow cards. They are two yellow cards, but another day you can.
I think it's one of them where they're both tussling, but Boyce gets away and he drags him. So for me, you're always going to get booked for that.
Yeah.
So I think I could see that coming.
That's an incredible job Kettlewell's done on it.
Listen, they kind of.
The goal's a joke.
A lot of people have been knocking him, but the goal, the pass and the movement for the goal was excellent. And on the other highlight clips, I think, is it the one Lennon Miller puts round? Was that Lennon Miller? They went in, out, in square, and then he's just got to pass into the bottom corner and he just put it wide.
Oh, Slattery again.
That's Slattery.
Slattery looked good, mate, and he tried to shoot for the halfway line.
I thought it was in the full way.
Mate, what an effort.
How good was the header for the wee
boy as well?
The what? Sorry,
how good was the header for the wee boy for Hearts?
Wow.
He did.
I don't know.
That's a massive chance.
Lowry hooked at half time, wasn't he?
Aye.
You only get to see the highlights.
I don't think he was great.
Was Lowry wide?
I think to be fair, what I love about Alex is he does not care if he makes mistakes. He'll always try and be positive. He'll always try and create chances. So see, for me, I'd take that any day of the week. You've had a bad game, but you're trying to impact the game. You're trying to play forward. And I think Saturday was just one of the games where they weren't quite coming off for him. But for me, if I'm looking at young players, I'm taking that every day of the week.
Great mentality.
Impact the game.
Your forward players are going to give the ball away.
100%.
Do you know what I mean?
So again, he was disappointed after the game, but I said that to him. I says, like, See if that's your mentality, and you like, because you'll know Hearts is there. It's not an easy place to play. It's a big club, it's expectations. But again, he never got phased by getting the ball away 2 or 3 times in a row. Still try to get on the ball, still try to impact the game. So I think it was just one of the games from it. Didn't really quite come off.
It's mad time. Like
The Rangers result, he was devastated. You thought he was devastated with Collins. Like, fucking Rangers, that. What you said, me?
It's mad how Hearts, Hibs and Aberdeen, I think they've barely won a game.
I know.
Is that because of Europe?
Probably. That'll have a factor, but at the same time, it's, I don't know, Hearts is a strange one, because they started the season, the first game, they won the first game quite convincingly. Thought, right, okay, they look, because everybody, I think majority of us all said Aberdeen would finish third, thinking that Barry Johnson was going to have a big, but Aberdeen's a bit up and down as well, but I don't know, and Hibs will get rid of a manager and they produced a result. I think it's still early in the season and teams are finding their feet. But when you're at a club like Hearts, you need to find your feet quick, because the fans won't accept second best. And obviously Saturday, when the result, the finalists of the highlights, boos ringing out, Hearts fans don't just. So players need to get up to speed quickly, whether that's the management, whether that's going on the whole club as a whole, because the fans won't take it.
Well, I seen this stat on Twitter today. Robbie Nielsen's last 11 games is the same amount of points as Stephen Naismith's first 11 games, and Robbie Nielsen got sacked for it.
Wow.
I always said
with a background of being successful before
there were two. I thought Robbie Nielsen had earned enough credits in his Hearts manager career to ride out a 5-game losing streak. I thought but they were quick to act and got rid of him. Brought in Nazy, and for me, I'm not convinced by it. And I hope he turns it. I hope he turns it around, because I don't think they're in a crisis or anything like that. I hope he gets Hearts performing well every week and winning games. But for me, I'm just not convinced by it.
Jambo's still be third, mate.
I think so.
Aye.
You're pandering to the fans there, mate.
I mean, is it not just mad, Kelly?
I know.
Oh, wow.
But mate, Kevin Clancy, man.
So the decision they score.
Oh, I thought that's what you were talking about.
So they score.
Aye.
Free kick comes in.
I can't. Aye.
Obviously, I think is it Brad Lyons? I think Brad Lyons it was getting dragged. And as Finley's literally about to make contact with the ball, he blows for the penalty. He's at the back of the net.
Why not waiting to see where the ball goes and then blow your whistle?
But see, for me, right, that's the most basic thing a referee could do, no? It's let the play develop, regardless of VAR. Before that's what you're supposed to do.
The referee cannot lose by letting that play
look
continue.
At the linesman did it now. You wait till the attack's finished, then you pull it.
10 minutes now, don't you?
And that's more, I think that's more ones that you get frustrated about, but it is what it is, that's what they do. That's a poor mistake for Kevin Clancy. I think, Derek McKinnon will be scunnered with that.
He was scunnered. He was absolutely. I listened to his interview after the game and he wasn't very happy.
But he looked amazing, didn't he?
Oh.
Mate, it's been raining for fucking 4 weeks solid and Weedell still looks $1 million, doesn't he?
Still get some tan on
it. Mate.
Yeah,
he needs to be hitting the beds, doesn't he?
He's got a bed in the house, hasn't he?
Jake Kelly are just choking to play Rangers and Celtic again.
Just be here.
What is that?
Obviously, the style on it. But again, these games, I said it last week, these games always just come down to a set piece or a moment of brilliance.
See, to be fair as well,
score for a free kick. Jan Danda's delivery is excellent.
Aye. See, to be fair to Kelly as well, mate, they were excellent against Motherwell last week, and they gave it 2-1.
First half,
they were really good. Aye. And then again, I've not seen as much at the weekend, but by the highlights alone, they looked as if they had plenty of chances. So I think in terms of their performances in both games, it's merited more than what they've had.
Yeah.
So,
it's going to be tight again, isn't it? Third,
yes.
I think for third right down to 12th, it'll be
right
really
down
tight.
To 12th, I think even a team like Dundee, who I thought might struggle, are actually performing quite well as well.
And they got good players, mate.
Individuals.
Individuals.
And I like Tony Dockett. I've always liked him as Dale's assistant. And I've always thought he spoke well and he was always quite approachable, but now that he's actually in the hot seat, I think he's doing a fucking great job.
Yeah.
He was fucking livid on Saturday.
Well, he said that they played an extra 2 minutes or so.
But no, it wasn't the fact that the extra minutes, it was the fact that his team were winning and then losing the 2 goals.
Aye.
He says there was only 1 team in it, and Steve McLean came on the radio and said for 75 minutes we were hopeless, basically. And he said something on Saturday on the radio. He said something like, now we've got a 2-week break, he says, and you'll not see the best.
Some whistle here.
He says,
an echo in it, everyone.
He says, you'll not see the best of St Johnstone for a while. That's what he said.
Couple of years.
He said,
See the best for a couple of years.
You'll not see the best of
Couple of
St Johnstone for a while. And I thought, fucking hell,
To be
man.
fair, Dundee had a couple of great chances at 2-0 to put the game to bed. What is it you do when you want to put someone to bed?
Mate, that was that tune the fat schedule, wasn't it? £70.66.
No, that's because I got that. That's because I got that tooth fixed. So we got a wee whistle for a while.
That's incredible. St Johnstone will be, I think they'll be the 12th team, won't they?
Aye.
I can't see how that's been turned around. I just If he's saying he's sold it, they're not going to see the best of St Johnstone for a while. Then maybe about Christmas time they might start performing, but they're struggling.
It's mad, think you can go for that double cup win
Oh,
to 2 years.
But they
Kiss a day if you predict them.
I know, mate.
Nah, but they don't. They've no. They do that, and their two best players, they let them leave for buttons. To be honest,
Aye, peanuts.
peanuts, which is an embarrassment if you're a manager and then you don't replace them. So you get
So,
what you get.
I guess salt and vinegar KP, wasn't it?
But what
get what
but
you
see,
give
like, if they players want to go, mate, they've got a chance in England, what do you do?
Ah, but every player should. You represent that club, you should still have a price, and surely it was more than what they got now. For Ali McCann especially. Because he's young.
Excellent.
how's he performing?
I think he did really well his first year, but I've not really
Ben
seen so much
Rudiger,
from
isn't
suit.
And the other one, does he know bought his Celtic contract at Wigan?
I think Kerr's
Wasn't
got
he playing
a
at
club just
Wigan,
now.
aye?
You should phone him.
What for?
Just because
Before he signs with Anderlecht, give him a call.
Just phone his agent.
Is there any other big names that are at a club and I'll phone them a day?
Morelos, mate, still too.
Phone Alfredo.
She'll end up signing that, I don't know what. Scotland last wee bit.
Aye, we're going
I'm
to
really
have
buzzing for Scotland games now.
Cyprus.
'Cause I like the way the national team are
Is that
playing
on
there.
this
Because
Friday
they're doing
night?
well,
No, but it's very critical. Steve Clarke at first.
Aye.
I didn't enjoy watching them at first, but now I do,
By
mate.
the way, what
Done a great,
what's wee Billy for Brighton all day? What a fit.
Oh my God, mate.
Just goes in there and he looks. By the way, he's better than Cashade a million years.
Dean Smith should give his coach what he done to that boy, Norwich. Should
Aye.
give his coaching bad.
Disgrace because it was a right important time in that boy's career, and he get kind of hung out to dry, the wee man.
Do you think his club football alone gets him back in the Scotland team? I just done it there as well. I just whistled, didn't you that?
I think he goes into the Scotland team. Mate.
Oh, he goes straight in. I think, 100%.
You get him,
But it's so hard to drop McTominay in it with the goals he's got.
And then with the way, he was taking the ball off right in the back four a lot. That's where McGregor loves to play.
But they play with a two in there, don't they? Is it not a 3-4-3 they play?
But the thing is, it's McGinn, McTominay, and McGregor.
But is McGinn not
be
playing one?
flying.
Is McGinn not
It's
playing
actually-
one?
striker, aye.
Just
It's
the names,
actually really
brilliant.
good to talk like this because we
Aye.
can't
I
know,
we've
the
not talked
options,
about
aye.
like this for Scotland. The options.
I'm
for a
taking
long
Gilmore over
time.
McTominay. If you want to dominate, if you want to dominate games of football, I'm taking Gilmore
Do you
over
think Ben
McTominay.
Doak gets a call up?
Yeah, never, but
I tell you
That was the
what,
squad out?
Stephen
Aye,
O'Donnell's in a
Scotland,
header,
Scotland,
minute.
Sorry.
He's going to play Stephen O'Donnell.
I would put Doak's the type who could come. I mean, when he start him the right now because he's not playing enough games, he's the type to come out and electrify with the game.
Oh, that's all right.
Electrify the stadium.
I tell you what, see, I know this boy's been branded a bit
Run
as
a bit
well,
with a
but
toaster on their end. That electrocute people.
see Ryan Gould's numbers over the last couple of years. He's
forgotten about
I know, but he's playing at Benburg with Rudiger in. Where's he playing, Ryan Gold?
He's in America.
What, the top league?
Aye,
Is he?
yes.
What a squad of players it is now.
It's unbelievable. If we win Friday, we just need 3 more points. Is that right? And that's our
Can I just say as well, right, we're talking about Billy Gilmore squeezing it in midfield and then Lewis is scoring for Bologna against Juventus.
He's
That
another
guy
one.
should be nowhere near the Scotland team.
Based on his dial on it.
No, based on his pathetic dad.
But there's another one, you're spot on there with Lewis Ferguson.
I know.
I was actually thinking that yesterday, looking at Rangers' midfield, thinking how have they
Oh,
done
man, he
everything to
could
get
play in
him.
there, couldn't he?
I know it's easy in hindsight to say, but
Where's he playing for Bologna?
I might be wrong here, but he seems to always be almost playing almost like a 10 at times.
Is he right?
I think maybe maybe it's box to box, and every time I'm seeing the highlights, he's supporting, but he does always look the one that's getting
Closest
beside
to the centre
striker
forward.
and, aye.
Yeah.
Like you're saying there, obviously, how he would fit into the Rangers team, but does maybe Italian football suit Lewis Ferguson style more than?
Okay, if you
The
play in Serie
Rangers.
A, you can play in
Do you know what I mean?
Scotland, no problem.
But he's doing.
Well,
Really
he says Mott is total football, innit? Derek says Mott is total football, and he can see that Lewis's game
It's up
came
to-
on massively,
Aye.
mate. But he's got that other side because he was good. He was good in
Oh,
Scottish
what's
football, wasn't he?
doing at
So
Aberdeen?
what a player he's turning out to be.
Saying he's got the game.
Who's your two?
Friday night.
I want to know this. I want to know
Second.
who's your two? McGregor, Gilmore, McTominay.
I mean, I prefer Billy Gilmore as a player, but I'd find it very hard to drop McTominay based on his Scotland form, but he's not played for Man U, is he? So I think, especially the game being Cyprus, where you're maybe expected to have more of the ball, I wouldn't be surprised to see Billy play.
I would have Billy and Callum McGregor. I know McTominay scored goals, but he scored goals in games that were a bit more against us, whereas, like Andy says, against Cyprus, I think we're going to have more ball. You're needing players like McGregor and Billy Gilmore.
McTominay's played well in the back three as well. See any times he's played centre half for Scotland, he's done well.
Tierney as well, watched him be so sad, outstanding.
Did you actually watch the full game?
Aye, watched the full game, and he came off.
Fans are happy with him, by the way.
See, the manager came out after and said, for their life, we can't believe Arteta's not playing him.
What is he playing in the back four? Left back?
Left back, aye. He's just brilliant.
How does Sociedad play? Is that not a bit hard for you watching your old club now when you failed it, Moisey?
I didn't know where you were going with that there.
Big boy Jack Henry, he's playing with Gerrard's team in Saudi
Arabia, huh? Jack, he'll be on a few quid, innit?
A few quid now, boy.
He'll be rolling up
a PG up to Cyprus, won't it, fam? Private jet for him.
Defo, mate.
Saudi seems nuts, mate.
You just land your private jet in Steve Clark's backyard, didn't you?
Aye.
Clean that up.
You there, Paul, Saudi?
It's a hard one. I don't really want to go into it, but my beliefs in life.
You are getting quite political, aren't you?
I am actually involved, and I've got a movement to do. I'm in a movement to do regarding Saudi.
What, a cult?
No, a cult, but it's just there's a lot of things going, and I don't like, as you know, I'll not sit back and watch certain things going.
You'd be saying nothing about the Saudis.
Faddy came out against it till you shite yourself, didn't you? Did you watch him on the Coopman show last week? He couldn't even ask Faddy to move up. He was actually hanging off the end of the seat.
It's not right. What was wrong with you?
No, it's Faddy, mate. I can't do it. He's just.
Does he intimidate you?
He's got him on toast.
I don't really get intimidated by anybody. I'll say my bit to anybody, but with Faddy, I don't know what. See when he turns around and. Is that I'm going to ask the producers, can we ban the fucking question why in a show? See when you see a point of view, Charlie done it to me 4 times. I see a point of view about football going, just say for example, Rangers will swarm Celtic's midfield and Charlie will go, but why? I don't know how to explain that. I've just told you what I think. I can't go into it anymore. But that seems to be the way the sort of media goes now, isn't it? Everybody wants to break everything down.
Well, it's a Scotland-England friendly at Hampden next week. Is there an English media guy I want you to come from right now? Who would it be?
It's a 2. You'll see them at night. No, they're not on the night. Monday night, they're not doing that at night. They carry on the day 2 are putting on recently. And the nonsense that they're coming up with and allowed to do it. Neville and Carragher. Love them to do the hydro, but they would be excellent on the hydro. So I don't want to say too much, but they seem to me. That's how I'm saying about here's no a lot fiery debates, but they two just seem to need the challenges to them. The stuff
I love listening to them. I really do. But Gary Neville is just obsessed with wingers defending, isn't he? He's just obsessed with it, man. That's all he spoke about the Man U game yesterday. Like, look at Anthony backtracking, back defending.
He's backtracking defending because he keeps getting the fucking ball.
He's not had a goal or an assist for a year.
He must have said something. He must have said something negative last week about Anthony. He must have said something negative last week about fullbacks, and somebody put up a clip of Gary Neville's game against Barcelona, and he got absolutely fucking
ragdolled.
He's not said anything about Ange. He's not said anything about the inverted fullbacks we talked about the last couple of weeks, has he? Udigi said 2 assists in the last 2 games for that position.
Do you know why he hates it? Because if a manager asked him to do that, he would have been an embarrassment coming on the pitch. Wee guys. I don't.
Wee guys is get in the mixer.
In the mixer.
I don't actually. Do you know what? I'm only saying that. I don't mind it too.
Do you know what English pundit you remind me of? Danny Mills.
A waffle on him, man.
The waffle on him.
Oh, mate.
Danny Mills.
He's been honestly. We have a laugh at me after most shows where me and Si will go for a coffee, go and just sit in stitches at my performance.
I'd mind.
No. My performances are that fucking bad, and you see it. But Danny must after TalkSport walk into town and go, "What am I doing in my life?"
No, but Danny's got that mindset where he actually thinks he's fucking being really good, critical.
Aye, you're spot on.
He is your guy in the dressing room that's the fucking PA rep, the PFA rep.
Oh, remember the guys.
Paperwork in.
Make sure
you sign that.
Make sure you paid your £13 this month for the PFA.
You got your insurance for the house all sorted. Fuck off, Danny.
You're bang on.
I saw you coming down to train there, you were doing 35 or 30. Fuck off, Danny. Says 10, Kevin.
We've got 2 Polish in our team, mate, eh?
Oh, have you?
Bring parking tickets up to East Club Ride, mate, for boys that are parked outside the lines. Honestly, mate. Check the tread on your tyres every time they cut your trailer.
I think the Scottish media game's strong, really strong, you know.
I would agree with you.
I think England's been outstanding since they have got Neville.
Who are you thinking strong?
Here? Faddy's good. You're fucking out of this world. You should be the host of every.
No, I shouldn't have.
Sky,
Should have fucked.
on Sky. You're outstanding.
No, I'm shite. I'm just, I'm hanging on.
No.
You're doing Benburb TV next week.
Beer Benburn's got a hard time. They're fucking doing all right.
They're doing well,
Plays
mate.
for them.
But you didn't see now when you watch sort of media and you see, I see certain people like munding their words and they're going nowhere, and you feel for them, but because you've been there in that position.
Do you think anybody in England's ever drunk a can of piss live on air? You don't get that in England, do you? 80% piss.
He sent that into me, Danny, didn't we? Danny, fill him up a wee bit.
Danny Mills is the new one. He's the new one.
No, I don't. I said he went a buck, didn't he?
That fringe is I'm going to just get like different clips of the times at that fringe. Look at it right now, mate.
What about the Rangers fans yesterday when they cheered the
goal?
VAR decision?
They thought they'd scored.
For the goal.
Sorry.
But see when they do that, does that not automatically mean you're changing the decision anyway? When they do the screen?
Is it not just to check, but they usually do, don't they?
But who is it that does that again?
I think it was Don McNaughton, but he's wrapped it because it was a big. What's his name?
Don Roberts.
Don McNaughton does speeches on the Peel license, doesn't he?
Proper flicks of telly, didn't he?
Anything else you want?
Enjoyed it, lads.
Who'll finish top four? What's your England top four?
Oh, England, I'm going to go for...
City.
I bet Mick
Spurs,
Kennedy
City.
100 quid that Tottenham did. He says Tottenham will finish in the top six.
I'm going to say
Bet him 100
Brighton.
quid.
No.
City, Arsenal,
Arsenal
Arsenal, Liverpool, and I think Brighton might creep in.
To the fourth, eh?
Yep.
Eddie Howe's gone, eh?
Eddie Howe's... The Newcastle fans are...
He's
Mate,
rubbish.
Newcastle fans are raging with him.
They'll be fine.
Right.
No, you see the
They've played Brighton away, Liverpool and Man City away.
Liverpool with 10 men.
I know,
Aye,
that was
game
a
one
bit
a lot.
stinking,
I
but
reckon his choice of subs at the wrong times.
Why did they take the boy wee Gordon off?
There you go.
Tonali, I know.
Tonali as well.
City, Arsenal, Tottenham, Liverpool.
I think Tottenham will
Right,
get there.
Liverpool finished
City, Liverpool, Spurs,
I never really had it in an order, it was just my top four.
Arsenal fourth.
Kev.
I can't stand
I'm going to
it.
go City winning it, Arsenal second, no, Liverpool second, Arsenal third, and Brighton fourth.
Right, huh?
Brighton are brilliant.
They're so good.
Brighton
He's
are
my
good.
favourite, mate.
I just
Moisey
feel like,
done them.
I just feel like they've got a wee bit of momentum, and I think that they just keep bringing in unbelievable players for fucking him, and that De Zerbi, the guy, the fact that he's actually put Billy Gilmore back in and
He'll love guys like that.
Made him a star.
Brilliant,
Not made him a
mate.
star, but
What's your
it's a
fourth?
system, innit? A system helps him.
making
Just
Billy-
shows you for right. See, when
Aye.
you're playing in a bad system, anyone can look at a fucking
Mate,
bad player. 'Cause
making
at
Billy-
Norwich last year,
aye.
mate, fuck knows what they were doing. But he looked terrible. Let's be honest, he didn't look like a player he is. Look at him now, put him in
he's
the right
basically making Billy Gilmore look the player that everybody hopes he would be.
What do you think? Because this disgusts me, and I don't know what's in the boys' mindset. Why Cole Palmer went to Chelsea? When you see what Pep wins and what the success he brings, why would you go to
system. Not gonna play
Chelsea?
Tommy, is he? It's City, I think.
He's not going to get a game, is he?
Does he get a game at Chelsea?
Well, if you're paying 45 million quid for him, you'd like to think you would.
Oh, they just fling that about for a
Well,
laugh. now.
Pochettino now nothing about it, eh?
Does it
Oh
surprise
my
me?
God.
Doesn't know what he's doing.
Did you see the guy in the press conference asking him about two of the young boys
Oh,
he's
that
got
was
in
a
the
joke,
squad?
mate. He wasn't even a young boy. The boy Sar was.
Mang Sarri's
Yeah.
older,
What
aye.
happened?
He's like.
He's like, what's happened to Mang Sarr and I can't remember who the other ones
goalie,
that
wasn't
went the pre-season games. Where you're like, what's the stats on them? He's like, he's like, I feel like a boxer and you've
feel
just
like
punched me like I don't know what you're talking about.
Oh my
Doesn't know his play.
God. I told
mad.
you
Wow.
he's gone, mate.
Pochettino, Jack. Time's up.
I watched 8 games of football at the weekend.
What was your
I
favourite?
watched 6.
6 British. I like
See the Chelsea Forest game though that I watched at Chelsea were very good, mate, up to the box, and then they've just don't look at scoring, mate. And then the boy Nicholas Jackson missed an absolute sitter the second half.
He's shite, Jackson.
We're doing this thing again. I always get to this stage where we just waffle pure shite for 10, 15 minutes.
What
not like
about,
it's
I've
got
got
a-
to say, what about Big Ross Stewart moving to Southampton on deadline day?
They're good, eh? Beat 5-0 at the
5
weekend.
0, aye.
Everyone
Who
keeps
did?
telling me that he's brilliant.
Sunderland beat Southampton 5 0.
5-0.
No way.
Ross Stewart went to Southampton on the Friday and Sunderland
He
fucked
got
him 5
dicked
0 on
5-0 on
the
the
Saturday.
Wow, I didn't even see that.
Old Mulga.
Southampton have looked
That's
good enough.
cash. That's just went for cash. I'm calling it out, he's went for money.
Because I would probably, is it, am I
That's
wrong
it
in
for
saying that
me,
Sunderland are a bigger club than Southampton?
Sunderland's a way bigger club than Southampton.
Nah.
Oh, Andy, don't even get me started, man.
You think Southampton
No
are-
chance. Southampton.
Better fans than that at Southampton.
Aye.
Fuck off.
Bigger players every year.
Fucking no chance.
Matt Letizia.
No chance. The only thing that resembles is
He's a
the
good
colour
lad,
strips.
Matt, is he? He's a
Big
good-
Matt's a
he's
great
some
guy.
lad.
Hates a conspiracy though.
I've done you a tough for that.
No chance.
He's fucking
Fucking no chance.
Right, boys, is that us?